Anope odumura no ehu yamobo ode yakotwa na wotwe ewie nyina asan so ede yaba na wotwe fufuru mu biem na mempaya mi ede ma wanope ni se bibia ukukro makoye bia no enkoyi emfamao inhira no entoso na adom no enye kese ewo so ewo bibia ohemi ede free bia anope so no yasan so aba onaso biem enne 6 July 2026 and exactly Monday morning you better not say ya yana Ghana hunsem Ghana my niema ekoso ewo mine mu hunsem ena yana yede ebro intanope baby bia ohemi edi free bia no dem wakwaba at the Bafache TV Daybreak morning show with me Kofi Frimpon and my sister Ifia Chumwa Keche of Kojo Marfo we been to know tia the nechi kakra enti enchi bia mo betinenka na niema etimi akoye but anope no e free send on sia bebo na ebetimi akopem nondu eya no pay no yede Daybreak jumedie na yede bro eti kame ho na in the last 4 hours no yentimi enfendi juma na niema entimi enkoye ye sorry pe na agudie mu for no at the World Cup highlight exactly 11 a.m. so etimi ede aba abesomo but then no enkomo no edoso enti ye bebo no tell ni sorry na for France so etimi aba abeto so by kai na she no so say the African proverb no yebetimi ede abro if you achumu akechi wa ha ya na eyem the pants segment we no ya na if 270 bebre na no amount for form de ede film na no ada Mr. Hafiz manager of Alpha Radio Frame na odi ehun komo so opesa segment the pint nim so won so afofra mo echichi no mo so mo famo de ede bom kotodwem ede bom bra dada assistant e wo mine sounds na top of the morning in common no so no yebetimi ede abro e wo fache Daybreak morning show nkomo ben ena ekoso ewo man ni mu yetenase a ebedi hu nkomo na onso so ode wadwen kire etimi aba na nam se ye ne wumienu ena edi dwumadie ni ntino ye bepe se woni mampanyin ebetimi edi nkomo mampanyin woni mampanyin betimi edi nkomo eti bebi your phone lines no na wafre na ne mampanyin edi nkomo enyema bia how ewo oman ni mu se impo bebi a wote no se DC MC bi mpo ena oye bibia e kire wadwen so a ofra na on mampanyin etimi edi nkomo na yen so ye dato mampanyin nim na entempa na so no etimi aba ye omoa e wo bibia ofre edi free biara intanope no yatenase ye de nkomo no bro ma orange fi say picture of the day no ye betimi edi abro picture of the day anope no ye betimi edi abro na onso so no wetimi identify the exact person na ye di no nkomo na ye kan ho asem no de obeya ne say obekọ Fache TV on Facebook Kofache TV on Facebook. Ko like it, share the jaw comment no ewo ho. Yeah, live ewo Facebook. Edi corner ko like it, share the jaw comment no ho. Me read ne kama pa e the amount. Sounds na okunyin YouTube so a ye twegu live ewo ho nom. Ko na ko like it, ko share the jaw comment no ho nom na e ho so no yentumi eni dwumadie ne kama intimi emfa amount. Be so person on kai ho na ne eni dwumadie we a. Be so obetimi no o text message no afọ yen WhatsApp line on 020-754-3637 020-754-3637 na odo WhatsApp text message no etimi afa ho na yedi hu nkomo kama edi ama but anope no ensem no ekọ menim se mo nkramantem no na no ada ye enranwumre mbia etimi receive message from JMet courtesy by MTN Vodafone and other networks na ye wono na omo nkomo no mood ni se obia enye aware of early rain a bitimi afall and anope ahomachin 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. air corner and past 7 a.m. okono according to JMet for almost in so case bitimi ato e wa Accra and important iti mo a mo sa areas woni nyina no also bia no e very vigilant and be careful no bia avoid it baby a nso to a flood no itimi se no bia nya careful e wo ho JMet for no e de bae me oti kumase anon be then be receive message ni bi we say wa won kramantemu wa wo Volta region wa central region also no ultimately receiving that sort of messages no it will be a ehwen hu ya no pay sine be ya yenkofa oyene kase bia no intimi mba anope but then the yedi nkomo no e de ewrema government etimi twa $700 million of euro bond na e debt abandada eja edeto ho no $700 million as we speak there government etimi inject say sika no akakakakra ye kokano e de koyenim as we speak but then far back for edi nkomo enano penso so almost say the new easy programmer Yera John Dramani Mahama edeba na ye be kra niyama na program no be verify niyama ebetimi ewura ye habo no on easy zone no omse debi on twentwen so anya sa quality of goods na ye di from on na e dia bedru krodua we mu no yentimi ncheke ebema goods a ene niyama ewo edwaman so no adoso yentimi hu de ye papa because as we speak every year for air fight some beverages ne some other items a ewo dwaman so a sebi enya papa the sun into no mampanyi drama ni mahama onto no boase na on hot to that particular program na anya sa yen omanma no yen health no is at risk ebe wi ase na bi mu enya kidney diseases na bi enya lung diseases eto mu dis ankomo no say government no en hot to sa program no sine be ya intimi nkofa oyi ne kese bia intimi enfambre aban no ewo ho no dis ankomo no wo ho no ma ebe hwe ho krabre na yedi ne kama na so wetimi enya odie edie fremu ewo eho no but then the former education minister Dr. Yao Educhum edinkomo now the common audio is about the education reforms that we have in our country and he is saying that say other courses are oko universities ewo ho no mu nyina no bebre na no sebi ehun hia because so koye courses ni wi a employment ne ekoye problem edema enemremu youth no etubo hu se odo ba ko school se onko na onko suade na on graduate na nko wi and adwuma da ho no wakwa akoye but enam se courses a ye mano ko university suapon akese mu ekoye a se bi emfa so de embre ma brabo ne mpunkomu wi a ekomo ye adwuma ye ni ntino bebre na no unemployment rate no ekoso ewo ho no this answer ne bae no other people any show my dream so omene no enya adwen ewo kwan bias because he was a minister, he has been a deputy minister, and he has been a minister of education. And all this while, when he made this uncle, no, after you know this uncle, now, also no, and who here, it will be Brennan also AD in common, but then on Saturday mid morning, that's a midnight, and a Ghana Black Stars against Colombia, it's me a share 1-0 at the Fremo. Now, as we speak, Black Stars in Kodana Bible Drew, no Drew Accra International Airport. Now, the coach of the Ghana Black Stars, Carlos Pires, Etimi, are resigning from the position. Or signed 4 months contract and command made it in the same kind of contract never ended of 31st July. But I will say, Untimi Ntwaso after the short-term contract with the Ghana Football Association and even with the Black Stars national team. It's also so in common. Say about 11 a.m. you will see the sports people who will come in and then digest into that particular issue very well. In terms of pay, no, come home, ni Indian common, then you might intimate koye. But the kind of also say, Basin Global Imperial Shipping and Logistics for and air so ya say MLG Media when intimate at the Abroad. Sounds also na Millennium Construction Company Limited. As also Airboa, the Media when intimate at the Abroad. AD Auto Rentals. Also Airboa, MLG Media when intimate at the Abroad. If you're too much case, you are. I'm mano akwaba, na me manachi. The in fact in common. If you are good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
They say we have a call there.
Erade adaroma. Odem kwa cheyen di.
Yes.
Ya won kwa dia ye wo bibia.
Wo bibia.
Edanase.
Danase.
Esi na wo twefo from.
Yezo. So boys.
Bia da na ye kwa ase ye mabi.
Yes, ye mabi. Oh, sa homachin. Meniti 3:30 na me sorry, asa me sorry. Oh. There be mo hu don't say we say be ye adwuma
mama. Sa pepe.
Mo hu don't. Say ba na be you. But then ya say anope Kojo usu complaining anope. And say weekends no. Me was so the baby to the status no.
Na
say weekends no wakodi ni na manasa.
Aren't to ama. Hey, di papa na ni de club bia ho say.
Agine ni ama de. De wo ni na asa.
Oh, Debbie.
Ekomodo wo hodo ba you didn't ado pe Kojo usu.
So me fan ambassador.
Ah, so for ambassador they didn't go. But I know pe kind of say African proverb no yeah they bro they feel too much say it's be to hujuma kama pa e dia ba. But let's start with the African proverb this morning and it says that beware of man's shadow and a bee's sting. Beware of a man's shadow and a bee's sting. That's African proverb for this morning. If you are.
I will say for no pay your African proverb. A bibrem abebuo aye de ye futuo ma ye ho da ne da no enen so yaba. Wase ya hye ye ewo nipa sunsum ene wa ano ho nipa sunsum ade ene ye nante da bia na nso wa kra sunsum ni di wachi ne ya wontai ehunu ebeyi kire yen se esese ye ma ye ni da ho wo niema bia yen susu se ebesie na nso eya eba eniema mienu ena ebeyi eka ho asem ye di kan ye nipa sunsum kire se esu ni ban bi wo ho a ewo nipa mu nanso wanyi na di a wunhunu wana na di a nkyerɛ wo a wunhunu kosise enipa no ebepusu ne ho no na abehu sɛ aha sei na ade no sɛ na ɛte ase ɔpɛwasɛm paa ɔyɛ bibi aboa wo anisuo mu nanso sɛ nipa kro no adwene mu no ɛne na koma mu no na wodi ubone sanso ɛna wo wanu ya wo kan bi emoya wo mo ya woi omo ya mo anketenkete ewom sɛ wo ne ba bi unprovoked a ɔmme haw nanso ebra ebia wo de wo ho bɛkɔ akɔka ne tenabea no ɔde abufuo to hyɛ wo so na sɛ ɔde nano bɔwa ɛyɛ ade kitikiti bi o nanso sɛnea ɛya no ebetutu wa ma ɛnya asɛm ketwa sɛ wohunu obi a owa ato agu ne so anaasɛ mmɔbra boro no a wa wohunu sɛ nipa no ne widiem aniema ɛkɔso ɛwo enti de ɛsɛsɛ yehu nyinaa ne sɛ aniema bi nso wɔ hɔ a ɛhyɛ ase nketenkete sɛ wɔnhwɛ na wɔnso ano ntem a fe na escalate na akɔfa wɔ haw kɛse ɛde aba saa na wa ya wɔka ho asɛm no ɛno nso ɛho ɛntotoɛ no ɛteɛ ɛmfato ho baako mienu ɛne sɛ ebia obi no obi ɛfa yɔnko na nipa no nim sɛ na koma mu wo tu ne yɔnko ne fo sɛ wontu anamo bi efiri sɛ ebia obi de ne yɔnko no akɔya obi mu enti de obɛka ne sɛ pɛkwa bia fa so na wo so retaliate revenge bɔne no a nipa no de ayɛw no ye bi tua ne so ka ɔno na dwene mu ne de osusu sɛ ɔboa ne yɔnko no nanso esan sɛ futuo no nya futu papa nti sɛ ne yɔnko no etie na wotu hu anamɔ a ɛde wɔ haw ɛbrɛ no daachi saa na akasa anaasɛ mente me ho ase hyɛ ase kumaa bi na pani wɔ fie na wɔamfrɛ afanu a asɛm no asi wɔn ntam no ansiesia edidimu saa yɛte sɛ Paul asigya no asa adum no phone na egya no agye wom afei na akɔfa wɔ haw kɛse ɛde aba afie mu ɛne abusua mu asɛm yawie yɛ nyinaa ne sɛ yɛnkasa obi nyɛ yɛnkasa mfa wo ho nto nipa so anaa nye nipa nni na mmom dwene kɔ akyire enipa no a ofiri wo mu nyinaa trust no how much do you know him or her wonin wa sign predodo sign emfie sign nie nipa no ada ne su ne ne ban dodo no adi akyerɛw ama wahunu what he or she is made of ana tanya man ye nam ebibrema bebuo iso anopa yi tu fo sɛ wonin nipa na mo ya discern na surely nipa na mo yie bibia wo ye ne nsɛm kan ye na montuo fakɔ adwendwene mu na wankasa tu hofo ɛwɔ ne huhu so ye ni papa na asema wo ka kyerɛw na ɛya why not Senso asam no waka na wodwene ho kwa kire na de oha bebrewa na wagye enti bibia mu yemfa adwene nto ho e ma yempenta mu trust nipa bebre mfa ye ho nto o mo so ta waka ya na wokwa akoye afei bibi e bobo bank tenkete say ye adwumam say ye fie mu ba bia we find ourselves no yenso ano ntem e na nkofa wo haw am anopai ye kakra wani e ye futu e komo obi a the family de maestro fan de Lord Asamoah befa bi ama MCR for obi aso afa bi wo a wo hwa me anopai wo a wote wo fie wonso fa bi e na fa bo koto dwam na yanwene nkwa akiri ansana ya de ho ato nipa nyina so firi se nipa suni ne ban ete se sunsum shadow ono ankasa kora edi na chi no hunu ti wana ne suni ne ban edi a ankyere wa unhu ne yie na basa yetimi atutu ya na mon ese yie de o wa so no no se ontie de honhom e ka kire asafo that's
if you are so that's a pa that's only obi nama se na if you kan no have a discerning spirit na nkomo bi onu obedi bia no fa kwa adwendwe mu bo wa odi ne nkomo a obu odi ne nkomo a na wo hu se ne nipa ban sitie no obi na de bi obi na no amebo odua no I very careful this nipa no nya asama o de begina ho fa ncho sounds no obi nam na hu se lokredie enhede ni ho twa na nti kakra na so why careful kakra e wo ho ti anope no nkomo no emu de but then yemfa picture of the day no ento so na yenhwe ene nipa ye ba bedi no ho enkomo yi and the picture of the day no ene da so the fear okay no
Daybreak.
oh mami so dey popular pa oh my god
Ebi so am hu ni yie
ohun ni yie bibia yakoba no abehu ni yie yes yako no abehu ni yie itarope no me pacho for this fache TV on Facebook na ko announce the identity of this personality I did not so ko na ko announce the identity of this personality ya de no atoso ene anope e de ama to kwa ko body din na trejumedia oye na yensoso no yen read mo comment no e wa ha na yen fama but then anope no ya de yen komo no be sha ase e de free newspaper review na yedi nkomo anope ene nko wan krata no nkomo ben eno mu the daily graphic are ready chronicles so are ready e wa ha no sanso so ena I mean daily just any mama kan nyina no are ready wa ha no ma yede mu nkomo no e de bro but before say be call the newspaper review mu no na be bon on kaye say Basin Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics for ena esonya say ena no pay de bia me di nkomo a me ka che say wo ye dwadini so ye businessman o ye businesswoman na sa okra oniema e di free abrochire e de ba krom hanom anasa o de niema no e free krom hanom e ko abrochire a na me kai wo say e Basin Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics for ena betimi oni omu edi nkomo ene anope ko ma so ye omudwumadie no e 100% business legit a che so omuntimi enye ofrakadam emfa osika bi endi e ma asem kese bi ento nti anope is why ready na so pese odo wontuma ebo business for ntuma mu amepa achokom ho de ne omu enkodi enkomo okoteki a me so omu companies ni bi wo hono ma omu di dwuma pa e wo hono mo amekwafa na mefi teki e de ba no teki doors ene niama na aka e de ba no koma so ye no momboa na niama intimi enkoye enfama ntu betime hie omu e wo tema community 2 na ne omu edi nkomo sounds na Kotoka International Airport obetimi ni Basin for etimi hia wo hono sounds na Kumasi adechem so oni omu be hia na bibia etimi akoyi beden wetima from omahoma we so 0246 760 890 0246 760 890 and now say 0597 429329 now oni omu edi nkomo business for some country so uko Dubai Vox no metima krebi de fi Dubai e de abro ebo no e da form uko Dubai Vox bo no e wo form pa so oni omu yen hyehyeye na so mo kra e de fi Dubai e de abrewa ni nyina no e wo form pa chese oboton so so metima change steering no e de amount na onso so no wani etimi agye ho nti oni omu ndi nkomo home appliances accessories no ombekra ni nyina e dey free Dubai e dey amount na onso so wetimi enya wo de e dey free nti anope koma so ye na ni omo endi nkomo ena anope sa onso na be di nkomo e dey a chew say AD Auto Rentals semen kan chew say ope car e dey adada ho abra wankasa wotu kwan dey free Accra e dey bedu kroma ofri Central region na bedu kroma ofri Northern region na bedu kroma all the 16 regions no so wodi woni chirem ewo Asante Mantemu a the car rental company on wetimi aboa ama won so no movement aye so easy ewo Kumasi city no AD Auto Rentals no mo se men kan cho say omo nkomo no they say for shege reason ebi okope oba bi na so pese o kire o mema sem o ma sem edugu wankasa o mfefo so a AD Auto Rentals obo cars no wo no ko no mo fa bi ma that for shege reason no faculty twa ho na timi top pressure dem amanfo ewo kroma omo hailers no are ready omo Highlander no are ready sanso no omo V8 no are ready ewo honom omo Toyota Honda no so no are ready ewo honom a chese okoma so ya omo no obedi nkomo na odi woni kirem ewo Kumasi airport runabout DVLA and omo nyomo edi nhwe ni mu anase children's home omo bre omo ewo honom nti kwa na nyomo akodi nkomo obetima from ewo 0244063391 0244063391 na only AD Auto Rentals for etimedi nkomo ewo honom anase obetima from biem ewo 0266439327 0266439327 na 84 etimedi nkomo enne anope na se medi nkomo no e de akyerewa omo business trip se opese okoto bibia pese oye bia no ometimedi nkomo no e de ama nteni 84 endi nkomo enne anope na niema entimi enkoye enfamma sanso so ena Millennium Construction Company Limited beti omudin a na chese makoma atomiyem because abrabo na ye bono so betima abo abrabo no ama manfo hu se wa abrabo no wo bo atwemu emu 70-80% a na ye baabi a wetimi apɛ ho korabre edi wuti ato so utimi pɛ baabi a de wuti beto a eno abrabo no wotwemu 70-80% intano pay baabi bia wo hemi edi free baabi bia wutimi edi free bia no tutumrika na fa woni ekire Millennium Construction Company Limited na eni omo enkodi enkomo omo wo building materials be say blocks cement iron rods ene nyama aka ni nyina edisi adan no omo obi wo enti government contractors na manage contract no mo ya akwan mo sisi dan no mo nko Millennium Construction Company Limited ho na mo ni omo enkodi enkomo sanso so ena omo nsase no bebre na no ewo honom odi woni kirem ewo ahene makokoben adankwa ame ene esuofi a omo nsase no bebre ho no mo se min kan chew say nipa edu bosumi ametime tutum reka ewuro omo office enne anase efri samre ekoye no boto omo nsase ne bia omo nhihye bia ometimi edi aye edi ama free registration of land no omeye edi ama sounds na free documentation omeye edi ama free fencing ometo wall edi afa asase ne hu nyina etimi edi ama tutum reka na ne Millennium for enkodi enkomo sounds na ofie no aye dada na pese renovate a Millennium for betima ya ama odan a oboso no Millennium omeye ama osuku na usi no Millennium for ebesi suku no edi ama o hospital no Millennium for ebetimi si hospital no etimi edi ama enti koma so ye na nyom enkoye nhye now they tria 50% of that particular money no that they can spread it they treat no kakra 3 bedroom rooms no apartment no ni nyina aye ready a Millennium for koma so ya o metimi no edi nkomo e wo honom no mo se men kan cho self woni kiremu ewo Boshen na Yas Junction na eni omo enkodi nkomo enne anope obo phone lines no enem de good screen so etimi dia wanti from na enna anope ya no ha oni opanyi pa na oda dwumako na no enkodi nkomo na niema etimi nkoyima etimi yen sha ase with the newspaper review na yemfa nkomo no embro ende anope na se ye sha ase a na ye sha ase e de free the Daily Graphic this particular morning na ohe Daily Graphic in common omudi no ene anope ya there's enye asem keto akra and what does the Daily Graphic says this morning if you say we have a call yeah twaso ewo ehorum so the Daily Graphic this morning ebe kama ewa hanum na so let's go to Daily Guide na Indian common. Now the Daily Guide this morning says that High Court approves Abu Treke's extradition. That is, ex-NAFCO boss arrested at airport. Lawyers bare teeth. And also, government reviews student punishment regime. We've cleared cocoa farmers, arrears cocoa board. And also, Momo vendor kills robber at Lashibi. All of these news on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper.
Ebusuya the Daily Guide shasiye. Na Daily Guide obokrata anu ani mu wode amaniye bebre na aba. Ankane pani ana wada National Buffer Stock kando. Ora Abdul Hanan Wahab. Ne sama sanya bobo aba amaniye eba eni se nanka opani ni tu kwan afri Ghana ha akoyuka brochimemo. Oduru airport wa pe ena ban ekwokyere no. Asemi na ahye Kania ban lawyer penny Yera Godfrey Yabu Adame, our lawyer ni Ejutwaje Abdul Hanan. Say ye na na call High Court and a court ma Hanan Quine. Say we bet to me a call. You can brochimemu, no akwa ne ho yade. Eye den, and I will do airport a mo sign chen tea. Godfrey Dame any abre wo ho papa. Ya was say we be siw ag. Ene I been pennyfo nyina. Na what the contempt abo no e ho asem enie na aban say wo mo atete se Ghana for kasa bebre awofo nyina esu wo mo su no nyina sene se ne ankane ahohyeso obro ni se discipline ya na wo suku nkwada mu akwada ntimi ne teacher ni ntin nyina se wo no bo atwede eneni nyina yira ni hobiem nkwada mu ade One man saw on men yet they won't pay any a church for timid gina. A watch a dear bro teacher 4 year near my son fatality. One man Cassan Yanamon Quada. Ain't he? Say discipline, ya elcoso, was schools a who do moo, ya. I will phone who is set above for mono. I buy a barber shan was sign a Kenya mubim. Ain't he? What the education minister Haruna Idris in Phony Abba. Say akwada no wo safata se wo chena so no bone ma wo mba ne sa pepepe afei cocoa board empanimfo randi abe nimfo ni da ho wo ye CEO Ghana cocoa board wo mo se wo ne akuafo ka bia biem aries na ate aka mu no nyina wo ma clear afi ho abutreka abrantie yi a won mo se wakoye romance scam na enu nti wo de no akokọ to akwa American for say romance scam no efri America ehom en wodada ema no a won mo send sika no enu nti won fa no mre won na won mo fa no nyina daka mu mo ne kwadu na won mo de ne court na no high court agi atum the extradition no enya adwuma yemfa abutreka enkwa America na asem bi asi asam no ya reverse ene say enta money say akronfo ranfo ayo madwene so mbekwa akobokro no na obi a woye mobile money wo makwaje ne ho sika mpempi won motai kunkum momo vendors no efe sika ne dwane na we die momo vendor no de akokoduro ama wono so ate akronfo no mu ba akwa atofom ama ne sika enka wono mu ede kono waje na ade asemisi won kran Lashibi na wose omode motorbike ba ye na won mo fa sika ni wi omo kono na nipa no a okura sika no te akire no wono so ehwo ye ha otu ni tu ana te ne beto fo me ba sa no ni tonu ntimi nyina fa sika enti momo vendor asanya fa sika ama we akwa ye asemo a obia edi ho enkomo anopa Daily Guide akeka we num nyina siani a wode abanti upe baking kan a ubehu ni
momo vendor yenyezo why history
akoko do papa
why history to say what time times can so epuma ni to a just so abobo mo na mu ekuma mo e wo ho no no me meti enra news meti na mani age because de bia mo call maso ya na makoje musika ebe wo say police for protect momo vendor no na omudi image isi na even po be ya baby oye say adwuma no onjaye no nkope baby foforo
because ba ko na adwane ne de ya omo beba
for revenge na ometimi abeshoot no but that open so if you amani age say I don't know you just to say punishment omo law no omo betimi yes almost the same because SHS nkwada na nyema omo ye wo school mu ho no minister enya asem ketwa SHS nkwada nyema omo ye wo school mu no enya asem ketwa na no Saturday nkomo bi kra mete ye wo school ba ko mu no akoda oba wo wa hwe ticheni asom wa hwe ticheni ba asome house mistress wa hwe na som a chese house mistress nso ye na adwen so obo ni bi no na chese nkora na epata no na as we speak asem na di mpenifo bi hodo ma chese kamo ho kwan se me ka ho asem de ba bibi nti no me fa school ni di yentudwa anope what I say nti minister me pa cho so what can dia fa eduma na niema enkoyi mamen toaso with the Daily Graphic this morning, and it says that government activate post-flood recovery, and also armed forces lead operational response, and also government settles $700 million Eurobond debt. That is Kaisel Waterforsen on the front page of Daily Graphic, and also margins delivers first ID system for Gambia, and for the second National Farmers Day lunch. All of these news on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
Daily Graphic, the Wokratano, the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassell Ato Forsen, the Mfoni Aba. Na Nimfoni Awadi Abano, a Yamania, a Free Finance Ministry, Eba se Eurobond. Yana a Dahwa and SSA Abayi Echiano. Se say, dear, one more share Eddie Wuni kama, no aqua ni custom $100 million. Ena Abino atie free, when away ya Bosian. Ya aban eta ko ewiase amansan dwafo na wokobo eno no wo mokobo sa abosia no ya enye series asam o oman kro no a wokomu ekobo abosia no eho sika eno ode ma won mo wia no de hunsi ho so aka ho na won mo de aba ye de wo ye enti na ntinkamu no edoso ya wo hye ni mu se Ghana aban ebetua na wo kyese na no ya wada ena won mutua sika no na obubu mu a $525.2 million aye principal o kwa kwaje bosia sika no ankasa no omode ma wono eno no gina brane enti se sika no na won mode atua ena $174.8 million so aye interest ya ewo hum enti se sie wo mo kekan Eurobond a wo ma tuatua nyina bomu a na egina 2.1 billion ya wo mo kyerese efidare last year ebesi sabre na won mo atu anamo atise yi enti amomai Ghana esan ne ho ewo sa kwan ne so enano ensuyiri ya esi won kran no aban sika $300 million no a woyi ye no bo amane se won ne sika no ewo won sam no ma won tena so saa ene ochina ye twan so ne ade won tiche sika no ema won ne akwa ahoyehia mu obi ansan ka bi na de sesa wode ye no osi ne dada mu no onfa enye sade beya niema hodo ya aseseye bola hodo ya ensuyiri ediaba ene nkrofo niema atu atese won kran montene so won mo ebetumi asesa na wasiesie montene so ntino Ghana Armed Forces o mayasra dom no ede won ho age adwuma no mu a won mo ena eye operational response no ho amane wo Daily Graphic mu nyame ya adom a December bosome no Farmers Day ebekoso ewo memu eye da o manu atu asi hode bo akuafo a won mate hesu aboa wo manu ama aduane aba nyina abaso na afidie no netoso aduanan mienum 42nd National Farmers Day wapa ho ntoma ewo enkran baabi a won mo baye no nyina wode aba ene wose margins adwumako so ama ID system ID kan kra ewo Gambia mine emu Daily Graphic.
And let's continue with the Chronicle newspaper this morning, and it says that 100% tiling of compounds is the cause of floods. That is IAWPA on this statement. And also Ochehene angry over disposal of refuse into drains, and Mahama Cares takes awareness campaign to Kumasi chiefs. All of these news on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper this morning.
The Chronicle, the Wokrata no eba ene anopeya. Obama niese nimdifo ni abemfo ewo Ghana dansie ene kwan a won mo fa so teten sase edidi won dwuma ho adwumaku ede IAWPA won mo ababonten de wo ka ene se ne obi asi ne fie anu atotals One mo timi totals no ewo efie ni mu nyina edan ne ho kra na ni nyina wo mo to ne tiles enti saa ne mai ka ho bi ena ama ensuo ehya ase se eto a entimi nonom nkwa asase no mu wo behwe fie no abonten so na wono mo ede saa bricks nkete no ahyehye saa asase no wono mo abram ni nyina so omo gidi se we ka ho bi ena ema flooding no ano ye din ewo man mu bra ebe kenyan ne ho na ensuo no enya baabia emfa no enti empanimfo nhwa enya hweyie na wontu anamo emfa ho afei chronicle ebo amane said Mahama Cares Ghana Medical Trust Fund amame adwoa obobia da akopoku wadano wono mo se wo bodawro ama omanfo ehunu Mahama Cares adwuma eba abeye enti omodo da ubo no eba asante mantem ha nananum ahemfo badwa ekọ asetena National House of Chiefs no ena obobia da akopoku ni nananum bekasa aye wo kyerɛkyerɛ nyarewa ahodo a Mahama Cares no eba befa ho eka enu nti wasre nananom se wo mo so koduru won mo nkrosu a wo modawro no na wontwe omanfo adwene nsi so se de ebeye a coverage no bekoyie wo mo panipa bebre fi se nipa na eye Ghana ti se yade edokro timamufo na kwan bi oho betimi afa so ahwe won na won ho atọ won se wo mo ye ne saa enti ho amane ewo chronicle de obo krata no emu na de atwa to ensu yiri ya ho na wo kyehene osaje fo amoati afori pani ne buofuafuafuafuafuafu se eye den na right thinking human being oda sori a waye ofie bola ukoto egu gotem waye ofie bola wahunu se baabi afu kakra bi ukojai bola ne si ho ni nyina na aka ho ama nanu ensuo beyiri fa o manfo no nti su ne ban no aka na fo na mu no ene endetu obia nsesa na dwene emfiri eniama bone a etesa ho ochehina futuo ya wonam na bufuo so edema Ghanafo ya the chronicle ede ebi aba.
And let's continue this morning with the Ghanaian Times newspaper, and also says that stop building on hills now, unchecked construction risk, environmental disaster. That's Professor Oten Abebiu warns. And also rearrest of former NAFCO boss at airport sparks legal battle over court travel order. And also GAF to lead nationwide cleanup demolition exercise. And Ochehini blames attitude for flood crisis. And also locally produced items drive June inflation rate to 5.3%. Ghanaian Times this morning.
Ghanaian Times the Wokrata no so di bia ba Professor Oten Ababio na de kokobo ema Ghanafo se ebinom nso ewo ho a ensase ne bi eda soro eda bepo so saa na won ma hyase na wo si dan esi so na eba ne saa so obia ncheke hwe obia nhwe ntu won mofo won mo beye nhwe han am won masisi adan no awie afedachi a ede atoro nkyem ba no na empanimfo adwene sebe eba fie nti won munya hwe yie wo saa kwan no so wo kyehina bufuo ya wono nso etu bi mane Ghanafo se obia sebe nadwene eye papa no won sore mfa border enkoto engu montene so eho amane eda Ghanaian Times the Wokrata no emu ose Ghana Armed Forces for won mu nso edi animu ahwe se enwura bebrebe ya ensuyiri no ede etu atesi ahyeta wo nkran montene so nyina no won mo behwere wasese ne nyina aboa ama demolition exercises sesa won mo eye no so waye ama kwan mu ada ho se de be ya ensuo na eba ebenya baabi papa afa Ghana Statistical Service for won mo ye atenaya ebu aban edwumadie ho nkonta mpempi no ya na won mo si abontene hwe se de niema bo esi ekro se ebo no timi hwiri tententententem ana se ejina fa ko a eche no mo frɛ ne inflation no na GSS for amane a won mo de aba ekere se locally produced items eniema Ghana ha enyumaku ankasa eye na won mo emfa raw materials ne nkwa ama no ne nkwa dada ni ansa na won mo de aba no eno na apagya inflation akodu 5.3%. Ehwo amane eda Ghanaian Times emu anope.
And let's continue with the Daily Searchlight newspaper this morning. And it captures a lot of stories on its front page. But then let's focus on Godfrey Dame story on the front page of the Daily Searchlight. And it says that Godfrey Dame to initiate contempt action against AG over Hanan case. And also more storms coming. GMET warns of widespread thunderstorms as Nigeria-Benin rainstorm drives active weather system. And also degrees must build skills, not just title. Professor Asari and Dr. Edichum clash over useless degree comment. And also the most predictable outcome, that's the Black Stars crash out after poor performance against Colombia. It captures the Black Stars on the front page of the Daily Searchlight. And then also on the front page says that government to waste more state funds on new factory. Julius Debra announces new palm oil factory. And all of these stories on the front page of the Daily Searchlight.
Daily Searchlight, the worker annual ba anopay. Na what the Ewiemu Padi and Hunufo wa Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET for one more amania, what they abba anopay, maestro ABH Median one or castle or no cry when your message in the medium may be. Think crime for more money be no monya she was say, Yanano a course on our watching and never pay a twin child. Fufra eba and from a jumpan to do pa ya ebo free Nigeria ni Benin ebano ebi bedru Ghana ha enu nti ahwe ye ene ani da ho ene sese Ghana for eye titiri no woni eteten kran ene mmia nsuo to a etai eyiri fa wono mantam ahodo mu no enti obia enna ne ho so wo saa kwan no eso na era Godfrey Dame ankane aban lawyer pani ya wogina mu ama buffer stock pani dada Abdul Hanan Wahab and was say what the AG any BNI for air court na court no what the one more air corner and say o ma kwachire Hanan ewo airport ebra emrama won ho kwan fi say court na ma Hanan kwan so otimi etu kwan eye den na mo anim sem na mo san fa kire say mo kwache Hanan na kire say mo aye contempt of court enu ntu ono so twe wo mo dese akopie court aban lawyer pani na be de akire BNI for wom nkono nkoyi won ho anom Daily Searchlight say aban ba be sei sika no a wo ba be sei no onmo de ba abaye palm oil factory afididwuma ya wonmo ba be bie ya ebetimi aye wo wo Ghana ha na we no ye Julius Debra a wono na ye chief of staff na wakwa kodi sa enkomo ese omo be ye new palm oil factory ewo omemu nti na chese omo be sisi factories foforo wo Ghana ha sade na anu obi ba ya one district one factory sika ye di shemu na nso be sisi abrewu nshada hu factory nti se ya na ekode a na chese sika no do so nti da obi aba obe waste ne de ama eno nso so ho nsem akwa ye bibie wo ho na oswafo a ankane na wo hye enwomesua so Dr. ya osai edichum wadi nkomo bi ede afa suapon abodin ahodo a woni ekosuapon ebiri wo moja nia suadia na dwawie nwumra na dwobra wono mo nanfie nan no akwaje abodin no degree no wade ba bonte a wonya adwuma nye ene wo se sabio adesua ne bi wo ho a eyehunu faso bia ni so yes sese wo mo twitwam free Ghana education system na wei na Professor Asare ene no ede abo ani ene wo se degree no wo ho a esese etimi ehye nipa ne den mu otimi de nsa eye bibi nya se ya abodi anti no akwaje abeto dem mu na mfaso bia eni so na Ghana Blasters de we was the most predictable outcome chiresa mo Ghana fo no a na mo mrante ne kwobo ball no na munni wo mugidie so Blasters de say ya omunya free group stage mu a ya ka no de eye dan ya ye bebe fie ya ko eso ye bebe fie say ya enti de na mo hwehwe no na abamu amamu ampa omo abafie eyi mu afrim ama eno so ehwo nsem eda Daily Searchlight.
Let's continue with the Ghanaian publisher this morning. It also captures Hanan on its front page, also the minority leader and Dr. Yao Sedichum, as well as Dr. Abu Jinapo, also on its front page. And it says that the Ghanaian publisher, SNAFCO, CEO airport arrest. That's lawyers blast Attorney General over that arrest. And also minority demands flood probe. And also Accra floods is a wake-up call. That is what Chihene on that statement. And Abu Jinapo wants national evacuation policy and scrap degrees to nowhere. Dr. Yawase Duchum on that statement. The Ghanaian publisher this morning.
The Ghanaian publisher Eddie Abdul Hanan Wahab Nimfoni Abba Nkomo a yedia nti ye nkomu aban lawyer pani dada se wo de aban lawyer pani a owo ho nei court ho asem da ho na minority for wo pani osahene Alexander Afenyomakin Nimfoni eda ho wo say won mo hia nhwehwemu mapa ya ekosi ase probe papa ya eto asomu aban famra na womra mekire ensu yiri ho nsem wo eba ye ne won mo ye anamo a won mutu edi aso omanfo asene enu achi da achi ebeba no de na aban eye se de ebeya nsu yire no ba emfa atoro nchen bebrebe ne kese a esi na woche se ne no ebi emma na woche hene ya wono so ekire se esese de esti won kran na anu ima mpanimfo adeda sore na won mutu anamo se de ebeya da achi ensu yiri nkofa atoro nchen mo mai no so eda ha Dr. Educhum Kane education minister was 6 degrees bi wo ho a to know where emfa nko ba bia emfie nan utue school fees na usua na age sa abodin no a sa wote woto so a na wote woto so sa wa mfa adwene anya wa adwene sa wobeto pa no ana wobe pastries bia wakwaji degree ne kwa hunu emfa nko ba bia sa degrees ni nyina suapon no wo muntwam na mfa so ni so afei abuginapo and one also airbo koko and now what they tumpany for enemy say one more here national evacuation policy say BBSA na SSM penny for eshema one year one ho aka no when you one more free be aye ho edwo mo ko baby papa eno no esese wo hyeda ye ho mra ne hyehyeye eto ho enti eda ho dada ban bia ba no anu de be ye adwuma sanso kra no one more ye ekruchire na ba bontene na obi ahunu anamo bi ya aban ebetu obrat renchem aba enu nso hia international evacuation policy na abuginapo esre se omanmu mpanimfo enye ema no emwa se daachi bi a oman ne ekonanim no atorenchem ba obehunu kon ode ebefa so anopay the Ghanaian public.
And let's continue with the Inquisitor newspaper this morning, and also captures a lot of stories on its front page, even including the Randy Abbey, the Kokobo CEO, on its front page, and says that NDC national chair race upon Fosu leads in early polls in the NDC. And also Cocoa Board doles out 2.6 billion Ghana cedis to settle farmers. Otumfo to celebrate Akweside at US in August. And also NPA engages retail outlet tanker drivers over compliance. All of these news on the front page of the Inquisitor newspaper.
The Inquisitor da obokrata no waduaduamu a fifiada ya yesore so abesi naduai na wadibi aba wokoye no kohwiehwia ye wanyansam edenam ne woka ene se NDC amanyoko num won mabato ya ebeba na wade ayi won makandifo no national chairmanship position no ora bia wade opon fosu wahwiri edinkan animanimu ya de Inquisitor de na sototo fom tietie mu ya wono wahunu na watie no opon fosu no edinkan ewo afofra won mo pese wo pre national chairmanship position ewo NDC amanyoko num no ehum Cocoa Board for so mo 2.6 billion Ghana cedis se one ya won mo toto cocoa license buying companies LBCs no won mo farmer cratefo won fantua cocoa akuafo ka enti Randy Abbey edaha en was nyame ya adma osana August bosom ya yebesim no asanteman otumfo obekwa akodi akwaside ewo US abrochiman emu enti ho asem eda ho a na oboabo ho ede atwen August no NPA National Petroleum Authority for anyone near one more eton fan wo di hu dwa ewo my Ghana money tanker drivers ahia na waye nkyerɛkyerɛ ene ntete de ama wono mo se emmara ne nhyehyɛ eda MPA ho a eno a na sese wo mo de yɛ adwuma enti wo ma compliance no enko ento wo mo tirim se MPA fo ekase yato fa ngo mu a yatum MPA fo kase yate fa ngo so a yate so ma obi a mfa mmara nhyɛ ne nsɛm nya de wo pɛ etia wo mo mmara enti wo no wo atwetwe nkommɔ akyerɛkyerɛ won yie se na wo mo nimu a na de wo hunu se ema wo mu MPA nhyehyɛ so enye bibia wo no epe ti the inquisitor so dia what dia be.
But if you are no pay, your name Dr. Brobe ebedi nkomo.
Okay.
About exactly 7:20. Your name Dr. Brobe ebedi nkomo. And entia me say or your medical superintendent I was Sontreso Government Hospital.
Okay.
Now omo ye exercise bi e wo ho no ma che say e beboa pa nti ye ne bedi nkomo now so no wetimi ehun baabi a wo se wo kọ because ene no wapomudin ehun hia yen because so no pa ne yedi nkomo na wo se mo so ma wapomudin ne ehia yen. It's exactly 7:20 Dr. Broby awoye adwuma e wo Sontreso Government Hospital ye ne no ebedi nkomo na nkomo no mu no wobeti bi te say free medical and surgical outreaches a che say omo ba be surgery kakra dia man crofo bi free e wo krom ha na wo se wo sha ase registration na yedi hu nkomo na wo so ote ase nti Dr. Broby ebenya no e wa homa no so na ye ne no edi nkomo ho. But then let's continue with the newspaper review, and then we are continuing with the Republic Press newspaper. And this morning it says that sanitation sector under fire. That's the president warned of blackmail, sabotage over YEA contract termination. And also summer boy flats don't return home until fumigation ends. That is NADMO tells residents. And also the flood took everything. Dennis Miracles Abuaje recounts devastating ordeal. And also DVLA warns public against fake fine payment test messages. And also Momo vendor kills robbery suspect and recovers 140,000 Ghana cedis at Lashibi. We've had the Hanan and then Godfrey Dami story on the front page, but then we want to concentrate on that story. Republic Press this morning.
Republic Press, the Wokrata no, or no sooner dear ya what the enam and ne anope was say no quasam pa ne sene, o share o my Ghana when the dear atna yanua niema enquay. Yemenina jinsemo. Efi many wo main bola many wo main bibia nkoso e wo sanitation sector ho enti wo mo bo aban kokko se wa yefo terminate contract binom se zoom lion fo ne won mo a ehwe prapra mountain so ma mountain so ho ahonidie fa de ntuma pefra no se won mo ye adwuma na mpanifo anya won no mo anya adwuma no na abrebia wa yefo sori from so be terminate contract ahodo a ebetimi do how aba na say oman no enkan kro na aban etwe esan ekire ma ne sabotage aban oman Ghana won hwe se nwumaku a won mo eye won adwuma ne kwan so no obema won mo ato aso a nti ho amane na wode aba wo Republic Press the Wokrata no emu momo vendor no a onya akokoduro eyi tuo edigu akromfo ne namu na otimi egi ni sika no ono nso ne ho amane edada Wokrata emu sika na nko maji afri ne nche de kɔ no 140,000 Ghana cedis wala shibi na odi moja hye etu saa na mo no ne nsa aka ne sika DVL fo se wono manya ne ntie wono matete wono mahunu bi se enkrofo ahyase send text messages bi ya anomfo yi wo mo do mo dwumadie no aduru DVL atnaye ene se wo hwa na bibia ba phone so se ebia wachika wakwan bia na enye so ana waye bibia watia Ghana kwan so mra enu nti won mo fine wo na text message no aba wo mo ye ne saa kra obetimi di sika a esese wutua ene normal atua to so enso aka ho bi DVL for say en won mo ho enti wunya saa text message ni bia prewaso botugu na yi wani nkotu esika ma obia na kina bi wa beka se DVL for age usika eno eho amane eda ha Dennis Miracles Abuaje ya woye kasamafo pani edema Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Dennis se na anu nsu yire ebi ka no afa bibia ni niema nyina akroma de kɔ ensuo no ede kɔ enu nti ono so kire na konsem ya wafamu aya abobodie ede amanom ena Samra boy ena no nyankranfo nko a ena nsuo yiri fa wo mu Samra boy so ebi eka won na nadmo mpanimfo so omo ye fumigation won mo di enuro petepete enkro no mu na won ma share spray emo ahodo a flood di won mo aba na afei wa ma emontene aye first ni dada mu biem ti won ye tukotena no omo nka ho a mo mma sesei kosi se nadmofo ebeye adwuma no awie enti the Republic Press the wokrata ne nsema no pay wodenam.
Let's continue with the Custodian newspaper this morning. It also says that don't trade lies for fiscal discipline. Minority tells government to spend to curb flood disasters. And also, government to honor farmers in Bono region launches 42nd National Farmers Day, and it captures the minister on its front page. And also says that fire got Melcom warehouse at Tema-free zones enclave. And also, Anadompre leads health work and fires up NPP supporters for 2028 election. Godfrey Dami and Abdul Wahab case is also on the front page. The Custodian newspaper.
The Custodian, the Wokratano, Ede Kojo upon Kroma of Fonse Ayerebim Rashebedani Nymphony Abba. Amanianwa war bono effa garret. And she shall bind by ya, Nanko de Ebabeson Sugire ano. Ya World Bank for Ababama, yes, sir. A finance ministry. Said the bureaucracy ekoso ewo ho obefa ha ne ha de krata we akọ ansa na akoduru minister no anim ne koduru minister anim so a ohwemu a na wabọ no bongalat na akoto baabi saa ne ma no na aka ho biama garage project no boni beka se astore wo mo jai watu no ajeje mu ajai ato ho ama enna no atorancham a eto enkranfo no enka wo mo betumi e de aso ano. Nanso garage project wonye eno na minority for say e ma abanye na dwene se sika no yakwaje wo World Bank de nanso so yetena so na ya mimso ahwese ye betimi de atu na mo wei na mfaso aba so ma Ghana sense ye de bekwa akoye garage na de ne no say nipa nkwa ho asem ne ye kan sa sika no wo ho a munyusu sika no wo ho a momfanya adwuma momfa nsoso wo haw no ano se de beya omanfo nkwa enkuta hwenhwen ade a se Ghana temamfo tuato na won moto ya na mode ye oman ye no na mutimi di gina so kwaji sika na World Bank for amasika se momfa nye project na muwa se de beya nsuyiri ano bebrasia na finance ministry mwatena sika no so mote so ye den enti Kojo upon Kroma ne minority say aban nyi sika ni mpie ya wo mo fanya adwuma esesa wode ye se de be ya oman no ho beto na no dompre wo mo so aye health work ya wonam health work no so ginger MPP mabunu no se mon sorry 2028 eba na rehosam ne se nra wo se Melcom wo mo warehouse ye ro free zones wo mo potem ho eja to mu ahye wo mo ne amadwere be e wotema mana ya rehosam na nyame ya aduma 42nd National Farmers Day no wase Bono region ena won mo beye no enti aban ene ne mpanimfo nyina behia e wo Bono mantam mu na wo mo de abogana akuafo nyina baso enti minister na nimfoni eda ho yerere kopoku nimfoni eda ho enti wo manfo enhye so de Custodian.
Let's continue with the Herald newspaper this morning. It also says that Attorney General and Godfrey Dami clash over ESCO NAFCO CEO airport arrest. And also Goldfields lease renewal will cost government deadly. That's Kofi Bento warns. And also Ibrahim Mahama support young Ghanaian AI innovator. And also NPA declares war on illegal petroleum activities downstream. And also Goyo manages a Kriapim North NPP chair bid sparks questions over campaign commitment. And also fire service battles floods fire structural collapse in busiest week. The Herald newspaper.
Herald the Wokrata no Edward Kofi Bento nimfoni abba na opani waka imani Africa empanimfo no ho bi na wono so bokoko se Goldfields for one list no sa to me krata no aban dem a wono mo se wonfa enye won munyuma no I aspire na won gusua pre sempanimfo ebesan renew kire so obehye mo kenama won biem na watoa won agudi etu a wo ye ho adwuma wo Ghana ne so ena Bento ebo renewal no ebetumi edwo haw abre wo my Ghana be ha adwene eno ntima mpanimfo nhye bibia mu kena emfa ma go fields for won list ewu a won kọ wanim na wose MPA fo won mo cycle e wo tanker drivers anyone near wɔn OMCs oil marketing companies ɛwɔ Ghana ha sɛ wɔn mo ntumi emu mmara so ɛnyɛ nea wɔn mo pɛ titiri paa ɛyɛ mmeammea wɔn mo tu fa ngonu a wɔbɛwie de agu tanka mu ansa na wɔn mo aba abɛyi ama OMCs na obi ani mmara so pɛpɛɛpɛ na wɔsɛ wokɔ Akuapem North a MPP amanyɔkuo no mu gbɔhɔ manager ya wɔwɔ hɔ ɔno nso pɛsɛ nka wɔbɛpere tumi wɔ MPP emu na wɔn mo ebisa sɛ campaign a ɔpanin no ɛbɛyɛ no de ahofama ɛna wɔde ɛbɛyɛ campaign no so wɔde ba bɛpere chairman ɛwɔ MPP amanyɔkuo no mu Akuapem North hɔ ɛho asɛm ɛda the Herald ɔbɔkrataa no emu Ibrahim Mahama ɛsɛ owura bi ya wɔde AI ayɛ dwumasono bi ɛwɔ man mu a ɛso bi maada ɔwɔ pɛ no sɛ ɔso nipa no asene ɛma nimdeɛ a Nyankopɔn de ama no a wɔde ayɛ bibi no emu epagya ɛkɔ n'anim enti ho amanneɛ ɛda ha na wɔkyerɛ sɛ fire service foɔ na wɔtwe etwa mu ba no deɛ wɔn ayɛ adwuma wɔn asam mfefre ensuo yiri nkrɔfoɔ na egya so nam mu kyerɛ sɛ ahometew nti adwuma na wɔtwe fire service for ayɛ wɔ Ghana ha no ɛnya asɛm ketewa ayɛ the most busiest week ɛna de ama wɔnom nanso ne nyinaa mu no wɔn ayɛ deɛ sɛ wɔyɛ nti anɔpɛ the Herald the Bokrata.
Let's continue. Fire service for ayɛ adwuma na sɛ adwuma no deɛ ɔmo ntaa nkɔ nti ɔmo yɛ no ara no
ɔmo ntaa nkɔ sɛ.
But then the news center this morning also captures a lot of stories on the front page. It says that Ibrahim Mahama signals support for Ghanaian AI prodigy. And also Finance Ministry fiscal controls delayed Garrett project. That's the World Bank or that statement. Also Accra floods caused by government negligence. The minority are accusing the government for the floods that happened on last week Monday. And also Margins delivers first GAM ID. That's the President Barrow. Its inaugural recipient as system is live. And also Sahel extremists probing towards Ghana, according to the CDS. This news on the news center this morning.
Chief of Defense Staff, Nimfoni Edda, the news center, the Bokrata Anwanim, and Nano Omoba Manie, and Neso was signed 8 Simubium, Sir Murefi Nano Kokobonwa, was said to Trafonia Don for your 4. One free Sahel. One would the dimuba, one money at Ghana, and when to be anya ye, one fan a bamboo, someone shan and someone cassette, soldier for or prosi for or wow, namuswa, no about who buying, and sana, a prosi for a sraf for crab, a sraf for crab, a air bokoi, and when to be anya ye, I was a pine or so. World Bank and common media, one much say. Finance Ministry, Sika, one more ayer so. Epese womo de ye adwuma fenkyem bi mfa baabie adwuma esasa womo de ye womo nya womo nsam ema Garrett project no nkoso nti ena sese project no anwe ne se ya esi faako eho amane na the new center ede aba Ibrahim Mahama was say owura bi a wode AI ede dwuma oba abeso nasene eno so ho amane eda ha ena o se margins adwumakuo no wono ede gam idea di kan aba na Gambia ena wo mudi sa adwuma no enti o mampani Barrow Amadu Barrow ono ni nipa wodi kan ya wonya ID ni bi ende saa na te ade bia wo mo launch a we na president wo saa o manum no ono no mbeyi first card no ede ama no ti saa bi ena akoso wo Gambia the new center ede ho amane aba
anopei ye ne medi nkomo ka cho se ne Dr. Asenso Brobiche ebedi nkomo na se owa homa no so na producer amama ya we na yedi nkomo no kama ewo ehonom but then mamene Metro Lens indi nkomo anopei no mo say Accra floods warning to all Ochihene and also don't mortgage Ghana's future for carbon cash and don't pray warns government and also protect wetlands to curb flooding. Professor Riafi Debra urges science-backed action. And also Kirez resigns as Black Stars coach. All of these news on the front page of the Metro Lens.
Metro Lens, the Bokrata no Eddie Ochihene was charged for Mwatia for penny phony abba. Eya kokobonwa wade ama Ghana fo nyina se obia ntu ne hofo. Ghana fo ansesa wonsu ne oban. Sa wofa bola ensuo eba enkotungu gotem. Wofa bola enkoja ntu nwura mu. Wodidi a fa ade ne hye wo bag mu kodu fi a wayi ato bolem. Sa su ne ban no Ghana fo etimi eye ne yie na won mo sesa bone no eba papa mu ebeboa ama nsuyiri ho nsɛm no wɔn matimi aso ano kakra eno achi metro lines ebo amane ya wɔkyerɛ sɛ Professor Wiafe Debra ono nso ede eto empanimfo anim sɛ wetlands afrom ensase no mmea baby te sɛ Ramsar site ni ade nom no sɛ aban anyere bambo mu na wanso ano a ebetimi akɔfa wɔ hawo aba na wɔnom esrɛ sɛ abɔdeɛ mu nimdeɛ pɛ sciencefoɔ wɔnom enuaduemu na wɔn emfa science ho nimdeɛ emetai aban akyi sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ a wɔn betimi de asɔ nsuyiri hawo ne atorenkyɛm ya etai de ba ano na wohwɛ animu nso a owura Frank Anodompre a wɔyɛ minority chief whip ni mfoni edaha eno ase magana empanimfo emfa wo man ne nkosi awowa enkwankwaji sika bia omugidi se enye ade bia ebetimi age wo manfo nkwa ewo oman Ghana mu enti eye futuo ene kokobɔ no omode ema aban no se Ghana fo enkwa hia eno nti first things first ene anopay a new center
if you are young namne Dr. Asenso Brobeche intimi ending komo na he is medical superintendent at Sontreso Government Hospital na matise omo ye program bia e wo se ubia ekọ na moko register na moko he mapomudi niama ekọ na ye screen mo na niama etimi ekoye ede emamo ti ma menko ahoma no so namne no endi inkomo dog good morning.
Good morning.
Dog Barizim bia boko de Yankopon adom bibia eye boko pa na first of all ma men recommend mo o madwuma moye edi aboa amapomudin etime tumpon ewo sebi amanfo a mososo mo hwe mo ayaresa ho na mehu se mo the program bi e baso a chese ne title ne medical superintendent group Ashanti retreat 2026 na me bese me busa se retreat we yankasa no se yankasa e na ho nkomo no esitie.
Better than Copato, that would actually now, mother, when you were putting an answer, I said, Mamma, so Mamma, so, program ya medical superintendent, doctors and for that all district hospitals and Ghana, na offer Santa region, there. Hospitals that were heading now, we compare not in child free man. Yeah, my hospitals, you know. Mom didn't for the land on the Mujana home and the castle superintendent. Now, CBI did to me free, regional director. Now, you know, TBS, ho near their share, it didn't have their cushion at the home and common, at the outreaches and so medical and surgical outreaches. Na yen kon baby faako afibia se afiwe yebeko otemu ha yen francis nyane kwanso ani yi bani nyina se ye Ashanti region se afiwe yebeko bo ase kwanso ani yi afiwe yebeko kono ho kwanso ani yi sa nti e koni sa yi nani bisi ho se yebeye surgeries no hospitals e dey me ho.
Hello, dog, macho otemenka. Say dog ahoma no ehwetwesi e wo hanom. Eti yebesa so nya dog Dr. Brobe Chei na yene no edi enkomo. Oye medical superintendent e wo Sontreso Government Hospital e wo na sena na OCH mo no dwumedie kese pa e koso a e wo se obia ekobi na mososo botimi ekohwe mo ho ayaresa yie na mo ye screening no enti sa wote hospitals a mede ba beto to dwe a e wo se okohonom na so otimi eko take part in the registration process because nyambo a July 7th year and a jumedie no etimi ekoso so otimi nkafo ni kire atwema enwabija municipal that is in Carrier Twanse Government Hospital okohonom a obetimi akọ register e wo honom san so na atwema enwabija municipal ho ankasa bi ebu akwa polyclinic wobetimi akọ register ewo ho na Inahini District Hospital so wobetimi akọ ho Mankranso District Hospital so no wobetimi akọ ho Sobronum District Hospital so no wobetimi akọ ho Tepa Municipal Hospital so dwumadi ekoso ewo ho no so na Ekropon Polyclinic so no wobetimi akọ ho no biem ewo ho no dog mamo akọ aba biem
Mema mejo so
Emsena ahoma no eni edi esiesi kakra nti bepacho sanso ebo yemu biem ewo nkomo na na edi no.
Okay, so mema oni wote fu na achi. Nti nyana make an say medical superintendent doctor from Penifua ededa hospitals, aban hospitals na no fan district hospitals ewo kana hedina na Ashanti region kuno na AFBI that would be see ho ni aji kimi free regional director ho no amanye kwan say bit me go dis ejuma no anti AFBI baby enye setem bia paako ene yekọ ebi asunya ne kwan so atese ya Ashanti region yi baby na yakushiem na se so kono kwan so sinso mkinken so kwan so agona kwan so mampo sai afibia yo baby yi na yekọ nti yekọ sana edi kan yekushem di hospitals nkomo efa kwan ye betwe so a di hospitals no me de betum fon na yesai na bi susi ho ye free surgical and medical outreaches de boa mpotemo na yekọ na eba ni sa hospitals ewo sa area mu ho ben bia yekọ no this is na ochi ya yebekọ atwemanwa jeje yebefa atwemanwa jeje south ne municipal ne Afuano north ne hospital atwemanpunia mu ho hospitals ni na ya cheye ho oguso na yakoye medical outreaches and surgical outreaches we na yakwa ya free you can say insurance valid umeches ka fofobia enka
Na dog mami busa wa same way me hu se matro general surgery cases na no be say me hu se je say surgery case bia na mo be hu adwuma.
Hello
Dog matro otemenka. Hello dog matro otemenka. Dog ahoma no na no pe. Dog matro otemenka. Hello dog. Otemenka no pe. Say dog ahoma no etwetwesi kakra e wo ho no nti ye besan so nya no biem na ye ne no asan so ede nkomo. Dog matro otemenka. Menim say omo ye adwuma wa ekiro na nya dog bi na ye ne no edi nkomo anope but if ya meni agi dog nkomo na odi no because ne no ye ade free dey ya na bu wo hono ma ya na yare o ehihia amanfo ho ache se omo nye sika emfa nko na omo nkoyi dog bacho wasan so aba mema wakwa aba biem na mi bisa wo say behu se matro general surgery cases ewo mo hihye ni mu na be se mu se case bia na mo be ye hu adwuma na se mo specific cases betima ye hu adwuma.
Okay that's it. Okay it's say enye adwuma yedie no enye say ye wo bebre a ye nyina ye tena faako aye adwuma nti usually ye screening patients na ye hwe surgeries a unhia efishemu bebre a ye de behun say na ye wa na say na e wo say ye ana say ye wie nso a follow up no enche ehia say be follow up a check this the surgeries are yeah no patcho minim say what na make na say surgeries we o ha o hia hwehwemu bebre o hia specialized instruments being so o hia follow up even before and after the surgery for some time, and those surgeries there, you screening you who say was a high arena and as baby sign also. Yeah, I be him to I refer to baby. I was said Ubina and more. Nani a general surgeries are in prim na a bit me a show. I labs back community na ye surgery anywhere and chakra be a day or two now could fear.
Doc, mami we say nkomo we. So how many superintendents and are ever on board? Ababeboa amajumedi we etimi etumpo.
Okay, so Ashanti region were about 45 of them. 45 of hospitals and the clinics Ashanti region, they're about 45.
Okay. It's 45 medical superintendent mum
Yes.
neighbor.
Emu nso yɛwɔ doctors ahodoɔ, yɛwɔ wɔn a wɔhwɛ mmarima mu yareɛ, mmarima mu dwo nso yareɛ, yɛwɔ wɔn a wɔhwɛ mmaa deɛ, wɔn a wɔhwɛ nkwaraa, yɛwɔ wɔn a wɔhwɛ yɛfrɛ bibi internal medicine, family medicine ne ɛyɛ doctors afrafra na yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛhyia.
Eti doc say patient bi person register process ben na wose ofam na deɛ nso no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔyɛ ansana the registration no watimi esiki.
Okay, enti ne di kan ya ne sɛ ɔbɛfa ne krataa ɛyɛ kan national health insurance card no. Na ɔde akɔ hospitals na ɛwɔ yɛn hyehyɛ ne so no. Yɛnahini Buakwa Polyclinic, Kropon, Nkawe Toase, Mankranso, Tepa. Our hospitals, you befa emu, obetumi akɔ emu bia. Ɔkɔ a ɛhɔ nso doctors ɔkɔ a yɛn medin kita wɔn bɛ first of all bɛhwɛ patient no na wɔn ayɛ screening no na registration no atake place.
Oh, okay. Doc, mami busa we me hu say na odi nkomo say the national health insurance na obetimi e de aba. Na obi wo nso use premium insurance. Me amete hey, you premium insurance na me san so national health insurance. Nti the use premium so nso betimi aba na.
Well, nim say mem ha de. Aban nti national insurance na dodo awo. Nti yɛ no na yɛbɛsi so pii ankasa. Ayɛ no aban tem bi ɔhyɛ mu tena sɛ obiara nya bi. Nanso hospital bi wɔ hɔ ɔmo ne these corporate insurances no ɛwɔ nhyehyɛeɛ. Ɛnyɛ hospital biara na ɛni ebi wɔ nhyehyɛeɛ. But ne nyinaa no sɛ hospital na wobɛwura mu no so ɔmo ne no wɔ nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛyɛ adeɛ a yɛbɛyɛ ama wo. So wobɛkora ne you realize sɛ ebi a wota insurance no hospital na waba no ɔmo ni for example ɔmo ne premium ne nhyehyɛeɛ a hospitals yi a yɛka ho asɛm nyinaa sɛ yɛhwɛ mu na obi wɔ nhyehyɛeɛ a ebɛtumi ato wɔ akɔ hɔ. I mean nyɛ sɛ yɛto wɔ akɔ hɔ ebɛtumi ahyehyɛ de wɔ akɔ hɔ ɛsiane sɛ ɛyɛ program na yɛyɛ nti no all these things no yɛdwene ho. Patro ate aseɛ. Sɛ bia nkawe to ase na bia ɔbae na ani premium ne nhyehyɛeɛ na nyinahine no nhyehyɛeɛ a yɛbɛtumi de wakɔ premium nyinahine hɔ. Ɛsiane sɛ yɛ screening wɔ a yɛhu sɛ o surgery no yɛde wobɛka ɔmo a yɛyɛ ne ho nti na yɛakɔ wɔ hɔ ama.
Doc, mami usa my last question na min ja okwan na etimi to a odwumadi so. Sɛ wankasa sɛ wode woni hwɛ yɛn asetena mu ɔha yare bɛn pa na ayɛ common na both mma ne mmarima ɛha yɛn a nka wo hwɛ ni mu sɛ ɛno nti na amanfo bebree na no ebututu meka na ɔmo register. Na me busa sɛ wa hwɛ yɛ asetena mu na both mma ne mmarima yare bɛn pa na kyɛ sɛ ɛha yɛn a wan anka wo hwɛ ni mu sɛ nka no bɛnam so ama obi ɔhwɛ yɛ tie yɛ no ebututu meka akɔ register sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a na me watch na obetimi atake place ɛwɔ
this kasa na ɛkɔtɔ no nti papa.
Doc, na me busa say wa wo hwɛ yɛn asetena mu a yare bɛn pa na wo hwɛ a ɛha yɛn yare baako bɛn pa na hwɛ a ɛha yɛn a nka wo bɛhwɛ ni mu sɛ obi a ɔhwɛ yɛn ne obi a ɔtie yɛn no ɛbɛnam so watutu mreka ɛde aba sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a ɔno so betimi a register na mbetimi ahwɛ ne kama pa ɛwɔ hɔ. Doc, what do you mean, guy? Well, let me say dog ente minka ahoma no asanso agile ho biemiti ye beto aso e de frɛ bɛda no pɛ sɛ utie mi a na dog akyerɛkyerɛ mu e de amanto bibia o feel sɛ wapom no a problem kakra wo ho ɛho atɔkyema no me patcho fo ani trɛ these hospitals na yabobo di no so na kɔhɔnom na etimi ekɔ register na nso so no surgery no koye bi na nneɛma entimi enkoyie ma because wapom din de ewu hia papa ni pedua no ɛno wa ne kran a ɛde yɛkɔ ɛde yɛba nti wokɔ a na nso what take part na nneɛma etimi akɔyɛ but kwa make sure sɛ what the national health insurance card ebetimi akɔ or say apart from no nhie bi en ho sɛ other insurance corporate companies no ometimi ene omo ayɛ adwuma it is a wutimi akɔ nkawe Twanse government hospital na kɔ hɔ no sanso na obɛkɔ ebuakwa polyclinic afei nso so no Mankranso district hospital and Sobronium district hospital Tepa municipal hospital and afei nso no Ekropon polyclinic honum na ekodi ujuma no ɛwɔ na kɔ register na take part in this surgery cases a ebitimi akɔso me patcho kɔ normal show normal show because afibia in the same dwumadie we no eba so nti enyi wo ho emfa frame so opesa wo frɛ na obisa mpanifo questions bia no so a obetimi afrɛ ɛwɔ 0244699178 0244691788 na wodi nkɔmɔ no ɛwɔ hɔ sanso obetimi afrɛ ɛwɔ 0207081330 na ne mpanifo edi nkɔmɔ ɛna no pɛ efia sɛnea dog
nkɔmɔ no mu ɔdɛ nti yenuan me wa atwema nwa biagya ɔmo mfa saa akwanya yi na wɔn mo nkɔ wɔse ene date yɛsɛn
6 yes
before 7th genti kyerɛ nedwo yi nko a ɛna ɛda ntempa tutumrika na kɔ ayasamye yi a maestro ɛbobɔ so yi na empanimfo entwerɛ wudin ento hɔ na nyame yɛ adoma wɔ kyena won mu fridge medie no ase a wonso atimi enyamu chefa enye easy say obi be hwe wo no aye o surgery free screening ene scan a wo be ye lab a wo be ye ni nyina ye free dia menua ntenase o ma me papa menua ba menua be ma mfa nipa wo fie ni nyina nkɔ na yenhwehwɛ won mu apomudin mu enhwɛ sɛ eniema ededemu na ne eto achew no so won ma hwe na waboa ye nyina na yaso ano nti we opportunity kese a aba obi amfa ne ho enhyemu bi kyena ekɔ ene omo bedi sa adwuma nti ne akwanya wo hɔ se wonya ntutu America nkɔ register ya boso obekɔ no akɔturo wudi ato
but efia anope no ye bedi nkomo na nkomo we no obey involved in it because of say be ohweba school oboka pa oboka e osuapon mu ti nkomo we no ehu behia but before say be hye nkomo na say dey ewrem e wo top of the morning no be pese obeti video we na mati emu nsem be ba pe na be di aka no e to aso e di amamo.
Spoke about some courses that have been on one of the ministers challenging universities about that, and I spoke about we don't need anybody to offer courses called development studies. And it was being offered at UDS. So the Vice Chancellor called me the day after and said, Minister, because of the comment that you made, a student had just come to check out of development studies, and I said, it's good for you. Because we know, and I know that that course is not taking the student anywhere. You go to the University of Ghana, and they have a course in education that they call BA in Education Non-Teaching. They come and do their national service, and after national service, they are frustrated because nobody is hiring them. So the university degrees nowhere. There are some courses that are being offered. One of the ministers challenging universities about that, and I spoke about we don't need anybody to offer courses called development studies. And it was being offered at UDS. So the Vice Chancellor called me the day after and said, Minister, because of the comment that you made, a student had just come to check out of development studies, and I said, it's good for you. Because we know, and I know that that course is not taking the student anywhere. You go to the University of Ghana, and they have a course in education that they call BA in Education Non-Teaching. They come and do their national service, and after national service, they are frustrated because nobody is hiring them. So university degree.
Who say a lot of issues also concerning in coma Dr. Yawase Richum Akwakodino. Na utie in common ye pa na odi nkomo de afa some of the education courses ayewo ewo yinsu apom ewo yinkrom ha. I'm talking about the universities, the other tertiary institutions are betimenya ewo yinkrom ha. And then he was emphatically about this. Some of the courses no enkoda ne bi ebe wie no jana ehun adwuma no edin de mo na enopa ne bi no feel say anam so ama unemployment rate no etimi aye kese ewo yinkrom ha nti akoda bi wo ho a obebusa no course okoye no na ehun adwuma no eni krom ha no ma obetimi aye bi ewo krom ha eno na so mamanfo bebre na edi nkomo de afa ho say edo kwasen ka minister edi sanko former minister edi sanko mo we say in course sa suampon ni bi eye no ehun hia anaso ombewie no ya na nkoda ni bi enya some jobs on metimi aye na nkomo no let me take it from this place na menk kan fan komani mi you see say compare the two political parties as we speak in talking about said Jody good educational reforms about pa I'll pick the NPP ahead of the NDC. For that one, I will pick NPP ahead of NDC. If we are talking strictly, since 1992, per education reforms, some of the systems are to me who say are very good. Ediama yankoda or musuya currently. It is the NPP. The America san say Papaya Okase some years back. So one of the finest educational scholars, you will talk about Dr. Yao say educhum because it may be a chimno. So America, this man, our suku kesiye ana wa employ abrofo muntini ye. Wa employ abrofo ana abrofo ena na echirade e unu suku mu. And what's now USA for so many years. Anna Nusukuno is one of the top schools in the USA. So when Akufo-Addo was going on in the campaign, Ewo Abrocheno, and a month will be recommended. Dr. Yawase Richum the man is Ghana ni bi wa hanoma or born home modern power in education. There's obetimi in Nakasa. That's obetimi aba into your political party. And can no betimi abwa nanka wo Onyama pesa we had more mind Ghana in 2016 and Kitimi Akuyi at the amount. So Akufo-Addo also took that particular advice and then went to discuss some of the possible policies of Phil said, so no ba benwa. Dr. Yawase Richum betimi abuano ama sanshi and etimi Akuyi at the amano. And here we are, Dr. Yawase Richum, when another Danko Akufo-Addo won the election in 2016 or appointed as Deputy Education Minister, Anna all supported Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh within that time. And that first 4 years, from 2017 to 2021, change Kakraba, reshuffle by Dr. Yawase Richum, Ebabaye as main education minister in our country. We saw the change, the reforms, and that kind of transition of the buyer within our education sector. We saw the reforms, the transitions that he brought into our education sector. Because eneno yankwada na disuana no musuya first no akwa akoyese chew and pour or musuya nyeme bia fa nko mutrim no montro when it comes to examination questions or montro famayen. But then after say or matro examination ne wie no so obisa akoda no say ade na osuya no the practical aspect of it no we here akoda no ntimi fa nya hwe. So obisa akoda no say the practical aspect of Adiana was suku ni mo akodano ontimi fanya hwe. But once you go to some of the countries in kodanke toa ye chiro madie no, it is based on practical experience. It's even some courses it demanded practical ideas no. Akodani be free suku mu akọ some of these local people also okwa an attachment. Obekono common tool bi di ebe bono mponu ontimi nkofa tool ni famba because of say in the university no a theory in Kwan honum. Wow, say the practical basis of how I was here Chira Krano, Emma Krano, Sinebaya so ofiri so yapo ni mu wie na so oba wiase a ono betimi e de saa practical ideas no abo no ho bra no yentimi fa saa ne ma no emma ye student no enti ade ba akopa me kai se doctor ye o se retwumba ye oye e de boy ama education reforms no etimi fa no ntuma pa edify no what the STEM education na or introduce ye e changing the curriculum of our education system. Me teacher ni, so I know what I'm talking about. And I also Accra, Akufo-Addo built the STEM academic school from KG2 to senior high school. STEM meaning na say about the practical ideas of education. Ade bi a ye kira Accra no, say Accra no KG2 or class 1 Accra can easily put those kind of lessons no into practical ideas. So yeah, you can feel it. No. These are some of the problems solved in the year. That is what we were talking about. And then, so some of the universities are in Kodani Bibi, Ubisa no course or Koya ya. Akodana Kajo this particular course. But then Oman idea say on ya on timi wabo first class. But o catch the first class student. They say so akoye business administration, woman office, bank, so onye adwuma. He cannot put out and that's on to me and justify the first class no in that banking hall. It's a very rich no. Nebia bank na on ye adwuma ho na bi on kobo HND no e wo poly bi na say technical university bi no onu mom lead more than first class students on Nufi University Yabano. And it happens everywhere in our institution. And then Obiako Suku ewie, but then he is not getting that enough job. So what I always ask myself, they say, it's Yamana Yediomoko vocational schools, Yamana Yediomoko technical universities, Yamana Yediomoko Suya Bibi, Yediomoko Suya some skills. Or some of the other tertiary institutions, no, and so they are making a lot of money from it. So during the NPP time, they invested so much in TVET education because some who say yamwa yankwadano I prepare with skills, with necessary skills. That's yamwa mo amasani mo no musuano mo be pie mo aka sentimi amfam bo mo ho bra. Ebe wie no unemployment rate ni betima rise akosoro. Unemployment rate no a bit rise the akosoro. So sometimes we need to also look at the skills I did man kwadano intime beti hey my family ho anwo be ba ho beti hey I have had a good plan for my children because minim say somebody san yama no air force work so say the same education reforms yenkomu a akwadano be wie no wan hwe afia o ka chen say ade no kosuo no fa anya adwuma ontimi fa anya adwuma da. But then when you are able to put your child in a skill university, and I say in a skill course, I can't you bet many be free man. One can say you are for us what when you bet in the TVET. Go and check the students. The number of students who are enrolling in the TVET universities and the TVET technical courses or enrolling honum. Now go check your the amount of money that they are cashing out. More than obi about tie or two office. Tikasa nkwana de bemano. And then Kwadano Muko POP. And then go and check the number of the amount of money or more cashing out. And then Krampropen Kranoko Munyebi. It's in a top before and no more dominate away in scenes anymore. So what I always try to ask myself, and I say, it is these students now yet show my universities. These students now yet show my so many courses, will be to be courses we walk around on that. But then Obesia Sunday money in every. What are some of the practical ideas I could about Bontia or media year juma? I know some students. Mezin hey. Mechanical engineering students. Oba so by an attachment. Oba the boss boost a catcher and say uncle fast spanner keke. And free the tools the mumbrana spanner no went to uncle fast spanner number. Tools are well known. And mechanical engineering student there and they were saying because they say any fault school no lecture no based on theoretical aspect of only lecturing the student but not about the practical aspect. It causes the bo honoma say Dr. Yoseri Chumka say sebi esu ni mfaso anase ohun mfaso de e wo so was akoda ne pie ba ontimi enye adwuma fanya. Sometimes no, and just for so but how our lectures no crampo go about those courses no during lecture room no also your problem. And the lectures be break classroom amount radio. Or kwa slides no if you are cotton the amount in kodano. Or hand out the man kodani we are no one on radio being. No catch and say refer on page 36 on this topic. Be ba will be some questions and may I know the amount. See a beer phone line, sir. You will understand the number of tertiary students who may fret. No be complaining bitterly about some of the lectures. Niemo ekosu ewo school mu during the lecture hall. And your lectures for you some of them Eddie and Crown fat into tier pemu and more the practical basis. But we have some other lectures. They don't take pain in the work that they are doing. Into Akrano, they be now you know what is this? No edini baba. Measures, processes of this. No edini baba. Obedi baba ni sa obewia no akotro exams no about first class. Yes, akoda way they were being, but I tell you, so China. Na akoda o grade 3, akro o grade 4. Ye watcher. Yen penifo na e okroma yesi about first class ni ntimi nye. Baby. Eti mebo video bi achiro. We have some abrofon koda omako university say we acquire good courses. Muntieni. Omo good courses. But here be so almost after my graduation. A hand for no obia di nani chire course a practical. Obetimi e di abon ho bra as entrepreneur. Enye krom how abrofo na sabi yare ye ho toto omo obode courses ne ba emeye ye no. Odo kra Harvard University wie ye no. O say or kwakoye solar engineering because who say enemrem no in the next 5 years to come solar engineering mum e na betimi edidi. Se video na ready a enka mo video no kitwa bi na me ba efiafa de aka no to aso because these are some of the things that you should get. Yeah, video number.
What are you doing after graduation?
I am moving to Japan and working through the JET program as an assistant language teacher teaching English.
I'm headed to Johns Hopkins for my master's in financial economics.
I'm getting my PhD in electrical engineering at BU.
I'm going to return to New York City to work on Wall Street.
I'll be heading to Montana State University to study solar physics and get a PhD in physics.
I'll be going to the Harvard Graduate School of Education.
I will be attending a PA program in January.
I will be pursuing a master's in medical sciences at the BU Medical School.
I am getting my PhD in cancer sciences with a focus on computational oncology.
I'm getting my master's degree in biomedical engineering at Boston University and hopefully getting a dog. I have an internship at home with Kasam.
I'm doing a pre-med post-bac program at UVM.
I'm going to get my master's in mental health counseling at University of Vermont.
I'm working as a controls engineer at Robosis in Ohio.
I'm going back to Boston.
I'm doing a year of service at the Ronald McDonald House through the AmeriCorps before going to medical school.
I'm going to the Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law and pursuing a master in sports law and business and getting my Juris Doctorate.
So I'm heading to Dartmouth for a master's in public health before medical school.
I'm getting a master of accounting at UNC's business school. Go Tar Heels.
I'm going to be going to Virginia Tech for a PhD in statistics.
I am pursuing a Master of Arts in teaching Latin and Classical Humanities at the University of Massachusetts Amherst.
I'm taking a year off and then I'm pursuing PhD programs. We're still looking where we're going, so in economic geology.
Taking a gap year to apply to PA school.
I'll be working in Yellowstone as a waitress.
I'm going to Dartmouth College to get my PhD in chemical and biological engineering.
I'm applying to PA school.
I'm going to the University of Oregon for a PhD in bioengineering.
I'm going to work at the company that manages our endowment common fund.
Going to Albany Med.
Abrofo nkora. We top universities ewa Abrochire. We Harvard. We so many top universities ewa Abrochire after their graduation. They are going to do practical courses. I mean practical courses. Ketri.
Kofi asemi de yese asemi dika edika ho na beka. Miara, enyo biaro, miara. Eya. Na beya yanso. Se oba tan. Ebetiti ni boremu, ede ne ba akosua Emfie 9. Tuition fees echi, hwe hostel fees a emme ne yen. na wobetete oba no ewo sukuu mu awie na abodin a wode ba no entimi emma no adwuma na waye na woka wabɔ no wonso watimi enya so emfaso me de Dr. Educhum nkomo no a wodi ye no me nhu ne sa waka bɔne asɛm no enoa na waka no na hwɛ legon die ya ɔka twa ato yi sɛ obi ekwa akɔyɛ BEd in education non-teaching no wi ade na wo
koye non-teaching no wi ade koye
paper teacher ne board so na ama no na ono atichi ana asɛden ti we no akɔ waste 4 years ewo UG now the asua non-teaching wo wi a wo kwan wo ye service wi a na no ano no and China and Singapore for crash one more curriculum. One more cry, one more advanced countries. One more call many more technology near my who doing in mono. One more tenacia who say there are some degrees in the courses be university more. Useless, said the Dr. Educhum, Kano. Nipa no ekomu wie, emfie nan ne brebe na wo wi a emfa de papa bia mreno. Enti omu ye fi ho a how much more Ghana ya economy kura struggle na fe ni area aba a Dr. Educhum ka asem ya nipa dodo no aje na no esi bone of course degrees ni bi wo ho a ukwaje a ebi wo ho a ya na wo de toa so a pursue higher education na no kura no hwe ka wo bebo ansa na waje sa first degree no a eno no entimi emma available job na jise wode eto so pursue higher education na chese kanu a ene egusu a yebo enti ade na yenhwe ye economy demands ede na job market no hwehwe na ya inculcate sa niema no ewo ye courses a yesua ewo universities mo sense ye betu agumu a woni a esua asa ene nwomoto ewo university ye tue sika nyina awie no omofiri mu a obekwa he obekwa DWP for ho no ono omakobọ mu asa na ni ade na owie SHS no apesa wosa no wonko join DWP na mu nyina amonsa ana wonkope asomafo band na won join wo mo na ji se o maame no papa ekọ tu sika gu university ansa etoda wo hwe courses binum wo ho a chale ohunu mfaso a edeba enti Dr. Osei ya Educhum etwe empanimfo adwene asiso a yentie na de etu ho anamo a ebeye yie no yentu ho anamo na no kwasempa ne se wobọ kanyina wie na abodi ekura wonu ntimi mma wadwuma enemepunu bebre afi bia yenhwe asuafo a wo graduate efi universities na yenante enwuma ahodo mu nipa dodo sen ena wono mo eye adwuma dodo no atifie enti mfaso oben na ba krata no a wakwaje ede atofie no eso ene wo mo ehye ase a wo mo ye pizza man ne chicken man ne ade nyina wotie won mo history ne wo mo nkomo a wo mo di a wo mo ye university fo wakwaje abodi no so abodi na ntimi amoa no abodi no amnya adwuma ama no anye abodi na amfa na nkọ ba bia nti wo tena se na hwe komo a ede wo na hwe so maame no papa bra wo ho na woda so ye liability ema wo mo ofie no a nyansa no ankasa beba ama wo dia ye bibi foforo enti say ye invest ewo vocational studies STEM any TVET mu a ye ma ye ni nkọ ho na se enkwada no ekonto aso sukuu na wo mo kosua STEM adesua no any TVET ni ade no a wo mo ko university a yampe courses a ene de wo mo sua wo ento aso sukuu no be align na wo mo kwaje enimdie no emu dono eka ho wi a wo mo firi mu fi a wo mo nkasa kra betimi aye innovative na wo mo aye bibi a ebema wono mo sika na won sa akwa no na oman no so benya mfaso afiri so se yesi Ghana economy no ye nhwe economy no so ready job market economy no esese otimi eyi ema asuafo na da bia yebekwa akoye chi wampo yebekwa akọ hwebuku mu na yebepie na practically yentimi mfa yensa enye hwea emfaso bia emaso emayen enti Dr. ya osai editum wa hit the nail right on the head asam no anu aka no omo a ekanta no omo argument ni mu no se de be ya yekan ya yebehunu se ha na won so wode enam opani baako ese economy no na faili adesuafo na economy no ahunu ne ono apɛ no ɔse adesuani bia nkonkosua ade a available ewo university mu a economy no de oyɛ den eno nti mpanimfo enye nsakraye mapa ya esese wono mo na yenhunu se ye ma ekɔ university akosua ade a won mo besua de mfaso beba so ama won da achefi se obi ani ho a wokɔ suku a opese wona dwene mu so wokɔ suku ni wi a wanya abodi no ano de aba betena se bibi na wokɔ akɔpɛ na wode aba bepɛ adwuma ye enye sikanti ni wokɔ suku no enye so wokɔ akɔde pepa no de aba beto fie saa na mfaso bia emaso enti amaman ya abrebia you looking up to them baby to say China Japan and Singapore mo omo kra hunu se adesuade binom ene hyehyɛ bi osuapɔ mu na mmoa na wo mo sakra wo mo nsa Ghana yenso yensɔre na yensakra yensa bi na chiwampo ene theory no adolso yenye bibia practically asuafo no epia omo ebetimi aye na de emfaso abre oman no essence degree ne dadem emfaso ni so ni aboka egu Dr. Yawasa Adutwum asam no ne ka no waka no pempen what's the pain yes twene anim da pa but see if the drum front is there you don't beat the side pimpidimpa nti ye boy anim pimpidimpa I don't know
na odin komo no about China no China for etimi change your curriculum 12,000 courses 10,000 courses and omo eradicate the normal 12,000 new courses practical courses into their system the China no only competing on no konedim chen no pede why when say some courses within the universities no enkoda na be wi no ya na mfa so bi an chede ni so akoda no de obekwa akosua no intimi fa bibia emmoa no but then ono China ne hu say also invented new 12,000 courses at the ban curriculum na boa ema na education no etimi efa no to mapa edifra inti anope no oye awofo na se utimi a make time with your child hwe akoda no niema obetimi aye efri ne nkoda brem the capabilities na pese TVET no ema mu hu se ema mu nya manwe se niema bia akeke akoda na ekwa akosua de no wi a wonya nsan no dwuma de abɔ ne bra okusua de no wi a wonya nsan no dwuma de abɔ ne bra otu kwan ko ba bia no ho enkyere ne da it was obi a he do STEM medication no onfa ne ba enko onrole ne ba in TVET education na eno emwa no bera no pay ebusuafo bebre na no edi omawoda ene na e wo say ye ni omu edi awoda no na ye celebrate omu na ye hede niema ebetimi akọ edi abom nti bibia o hemi a odi birthday enano pay bia no may we show happy birthday yakopon enhira obibia na omwa na niema ntibi enkoyi emfa emao. Now let me start the birthday wish with Miss Abna, and this comes from Ama Sapoma entry, and it says that happy birthday to Miss Abna, student from Ama Sapoma entry. It's Miss Abna Yankopon insha na Yankopon ento ni bosupa no emfengu so na niema enkoyi emfama. And now would you would insha kase na no enko emfama to we free Ama Sapoma entry ho and also yen we show happy birthday. When you say Miss Coco Higher Life Assemblies of God Church, and I a member from Ama Sapoma entry hobim into Miss Coco also ene udi wa woda Yakopon insha na niema enkoye until we are part of Higher Life Assemblies God Church. Almost Yakopon insha na udi wa woda pay niema enkoye enfama. We say Mrs. Rosina Owusu Echan, former secretary of the Hilltop School, Durban, but now in Italy from Ama Sapoma entry. It's Mrs. Rosina Owusu Echan nyankopon inshraw o Italy nyankopon inshraw na niema enkoyi emfama nyankopon to no buzupa no emfengu so na onfa bambo no enka na niema enkoyi emfama ntene your birthday and ama sapoma entry we show happy birthday free ama sapoma ho ankasa ho biem wase Mr. Yusamo Nyako works at Consolidated Bank of Ghana Kumase di Mr. Samonyako ne your birthday we are see sire no enye bibre e wa brabom sire no enhye wafunu mu ma na embiebie kwan emfama emfam adom enko adomu na insha kese no enkoyi emfama when you say Mrs. Harriet Josephine Naba was a student back and then it says that head of department English at Real Amas into Mrs. Harriet Josephine Naba Nyakopon ensure na niema enkoyi emfama we free one kasa wadamfo ama sapoma entwe ho and say yan show happy birthday na niema enkoyi emfama ewo wabrabo mu ene bibia udu juma ewo we say happy birthday to you Richard Olembe. Happy birthday to you, Richard Olembe, from Moreno, manager of Arisa ETK Football Club. And Wankasa Wadamfo, Kelvin Moreno, and I say, may we show happy birthday. It's a happy birthday to you, Richard Olembe. Nyankopon Inshrao, Nanyama Enkoye and Famau, Nyankopon Emanubusupano, and Yakasia Pa Ewoso. It is a ne ohemia, happy birthday. When so, Miankasa Minyaba, and all the birthday. Na edino eye Priscilla Odro there be man picture back no Priscilla Odro yes the Priscilla edina woda ene anope timi nuaba mo message kama we edema say always remember that you are deeply loved and appreciated no matter where life take us you will always have a special place in my heart wishing you a happy birthday and a wonderful birthday and inspiring as you are happy birthday my dear sister may this new year of your life be your best one yet. I love you so much. It's a Priscilla Odro. Mama wish you happy birthday. One kasa unia Kofi Frimpong. And I wish you happy birthday. So from the Odro family to you, Priscilla Odro, Nyankopon Shrao, and Yama Nkoye and Famam. So that's what we have for the birthdays for today. If you are when you saw a birthday in Nigeria, and I say ebi ni ho no mo dia na che say ye betimi edi nkomo no ye abra ye twa ye ho na yakọ edi aba birthday song no so are you ready is a birthday song na ready a ye de beja ya hefo kwan ye twa ye ho aba but say me twam ho na say me ba Omar Harris a part of the NDC communication team obeba George Ejein so ebeba Southern Prince Techi also a public interest advocate sounds also and Dr. Samuel Owusu lecturer ewo Garden City University omu nyina beba ne nyomo edi nkomo ewa ha no me twa me ho aba me bape nkomo no ye de toa so edi ama.
Thinking about building your dream home or buying that your dream house? Are you looking to sell or buy a plot of land without any stress or any litigations? Millennium Constructions has been building such foundations of over 50
them one answer is set well with you, but then the best set well with you are between so all fetch WhatsApp messages no. Ebe to me about on 020-754-3637. Fafa honum na making kind of kama pa and fama who a lot of messages are man for Eddie Eba, but then also soon so all the eba na making kind Eddie Mao. Also so ube to me Eddie Afa honum na ya can kind of kama Eddie Amao and the minyam Eddie Amamo na me baby phone lines na mo so betimi afre man pay no yentimi afamba but me fe be frɛ na mo so adwenkyira mabudwafo ebe kyerɛ ma adwen wa ha no mo so betimi de madwen kyerɛ no etimi aba na ne ma ekoye. But then on this morning me wo Umar Harris is part of the NDC communication team member over here in Kumasi Ashanti region na senior ade city no me ankasa sa me humi no from Asonwase ona nyamenya no wa ha me no ebedi nkomo. But then ye train say George Ejei also a part of NPP communication team member also beba na ye no abedi nkomo. Samson Prince Techi or your public interest advocate na ono so ye no edi nkomo na emom no ye beko Zoom na ye Dr. Samuel Owusu lecturer at Garden City University ono so ye no akodi nkomo e wo Zoom na ye no edi nkomo e wo hono. But then anope no ye nkomo no ye share a free education system that we have in our country. Na ye education ye de ma enkoda no esete well with the economy ye ewo krum hanoma na san komo no ankasa no go with nkoma Dr. ya ose educhum akwakodi a me kran be take aba eho ewo anope no san komo no ye gina so na ye di ye nkomo enanope san so na illegal mine na sesambre ya me no kase ati ewo man Ghana mu no sen na yesi efa na etimi apɛ ho asɛm aka sen be ya illegal mine no entimi ense ye mine no. Last week na be din komo ka kyerɛ so okɔ advance aso kwa so metua to the extent say government hospital ewo hɔ no yesi agenda 11 hospital no omutu etu afase ama kyerɛ hospital no edweregu a kyerɛ sɛ residents ne ko bisaye no yesi nsɛm a mine no catch residents no na nye asem because also ade woni hye emu ewo lake boso ntwe so a be poso galamsey so koso wo hodom ka me say the galamsey no yaje nsem ewen krodua we mu na yenkoma ye busa pa ne say what are some of the policy ebetimi enforce problem na yewo ewo yenkrom hanom se ne be ya illegal mining no it's ebetimi aso ano amasa ne ma no etimi esi ewo yenkrodua we mu but kai na hye no so say yene Basin Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics for na omubuayen amedi dwumadi we etimi edi abro sounds na Millennium Construction Company Limited so so ya say na dwumadi we etimi edi abro AD Auto Rentals so kai ho na dwumadi we etimi edi abro to for na edu ne de ye nkomo twetwen na ye ba twetwen anopai na so wetimi nya odi edi afri. Uma, good morning.
Good morning. Alhamdulillah, Allah da romanti ho ye.
So ho ye.
Yeah, me ho ye pa alhamdulillah.
Ye na free aso no ya na tembia no. E botum ye.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Se aso ase de wa onim. Bibia da din. Especially se aso NDC aban abayi. So wa aso ase de so bit me attest to some of the development say Koso. Currently me MC Honorable Ben Abdallah Lassan na modern ba wo say ofa Dogomoro side
Dogomoro
so AstroTurf no aka be 20% no
mawi na Dogomoro nsem de say 2006 omo di kan ye
exactly omo yes on be
no omo ye that was 2006
yes
omo ye yo na Dogomoro no when chunji kakra course na ye say omo hweli ye na say
omo yes on be but satam no na de omo ye ho na nya AstroTurf
those times
nya AstroTurf
2006
oh na nya AstroTurf ye gina omo yes on BCC park
but I say after World Cup no na abawo
omo ko dua grass so na de omo AstroTurf grass dua enko any AstroTurf modernize AstroTurf no so enko and so far so energy
in the
exactly and so far within the span of Yemfan is about 16-17 months we honorable member of parliament honorable Muntaka was our interior minister where MP for Aswasi constituency it me abon humodin Palmer AstroTurf here for the past 8 years initiatives for more buy and it's more year as part of Zongo development now boosty recreational facility issues name boosty sports so but as we use Zongo Ghana Zongo yes saying oh to me kan Zongo now kan Aswasi kan Aswasi Esmili Zongo. But then yentimi yensa nkabako. But alhamdulillah. And many woka say operationalize bako 4. And then currently 1, 2 is undergoing on almost year construction. It was Swaba, it was Galilee Park. Apart from that, Highlanders are fully operational. Abawu Middle be fully operational. Edu Kromso or more ye be or intino se say alhamdulillah. So just spec ball buying mampong. Ne akwanya ye intimi ya and then na ye yiga tesa or mobile juma body.
Babasalu Park na and also muji so no.
Nina ye juma. On the sofa astroturf them ye sure say 4 years in so the na so be and 10.
But then Udin Komono, I'm very happy to say Udin Komodia for AstroTurf. It's all about our football and none other over the weekends. We saw the Ghana Black Stars Omuluzu to Colombia by 1 goal. You are part of the government, and then I know very well, so you have a take on that. Ghana Black Stars qualifying to run 32 other competition. None other by we were emphatic about the Black Stars and now the Hong Kong. And I know say we should be the Hong Kong. What's your take on that?
But I think generally we've done so well. One, Ghana for NTRCSA, we should acknowledge our situation.
Okay.
Because Mpempenswa Black Stars no one. I don't know why Ghanaians were expecting too much. Also from the beginning, Ghanaians never had hope in the team at all. Now hope new. The team was so hopeless in the eyes of Ghanaians. But suddenly, Nioma be to especially your pame your friends Utuado. Emma sa coach we buy. Because Satam neighbor friendly match in the way I used to lose games. The coach we buy no or the hope we buy my own so Usana the bit me. But look at the time our coaching at the bedding ever fat team. You can't expect the coach to do more than he had done. Now so would you say look at the England we were able to draw with. And we feel said the draw was even equivalent to a win. Me propose here say nanke more winning bonus. But what happened between the same England that you know board draw against Mexico? It tells you say your players somewhere there. So you don't expect too much. At least you do pempenswa. Your team say your team there from defense, midfield, and attack. Solid. We can ask for more. But for now, I think the boys should be congratulated. And one thing now, Ghana for so ya mean say Ghana will be a coach. Your coach. And how we criticize our players is so demoralizing. Man, shy everybody doing pempens will be me say me back in ball ne ball. No bet me naturalize yam or maybe. I will prefer my child to naturalize for another nation than Ghana because it did the attempt to do so. I bet you family no they know my Ghana for you. Your father has contributed his bit to football in this country and internationally respected and accredited. But Jordan aye but the way almost so power any fe
utie nkomo Ghana for need na Jordan are you of course you call World Cup no on your best goals top scorer.
That is not true. That is not true.
Like because on a share most goals.
Yes, that was previously. And Nyamiya Adum ni a certain Semenyo who is playing for the top team in Europe. That is Man City.
And Komo Mudi say you call World Cup no 0 shot on target.
Yes. Semenyo how many shots on target? Now one Semenyo. Now when the Ghanaians were expecting to deliver based on their current form and the team that they were playing. Let's be honest. Jordan, coach Bia Obaye, I won't say coach beat me the Edeneton chain. He has what he brings to the table, and he has what me your coach me course me. But it's a coach Bia Ba. He factors Jordan into his team. It should tell you say he brings something to the table. So Ghanaians should just give us a break, especially celebrities in Mubia. They took to social media. I mean, it's not nice. Obi person Bebo Black Stars squad because of it. Did you tennis and your man? Look at the age as Amajan retired from Ghana Black Stars. As Amajan Ebo Bonnie did you attempt the new Ghana for in attempt. It me didn't attempt training na but all hanging in the boots. That was the time say Ghana for so as Amajan a hero. We should put a stop to celebrating heroes while they are done with their service. While they are in service, we should appreciate their effort.
But Uma, I know pay Maminda was say I was our so but then me wo Doctor ya was say YouTube video the person be bo na Uma uti na Mr. George J so ba na ono so be kai ho na ye de nkomo no e sha say edifio the interview ni ba ya kan e beto so ya ba.
Investors to know that Ghana has a strong STEM program. Our young people have critical STEM skills. We have changed our curriculum. Come to Ghana instead of Vietnam. Vietnam, because of the engineers they are producing, and also because of the new exams that they have there for critical thinking, Vietnam is now the place for industries to go. So if you look at education and you're talking about national development, then you have to look at the relevance of education for national transformation. So you can do the quality, critical thinking is there, but is the critical thinking taught in only social studies, or you have engineering? You have done means more engineers, they need more medical doctors, they need more nurses, they need more that, and then your education system is set up to produce those. So if you don't have a labor needs assessment that you are following, then what it means is that you are just educating everyone. There are some courses that are being offered. When I was the minister, I challenged universities about that. And I remember going to the New Year school, and I spoke about we don't need anybody to offer courses called development studies, to study development. No. And it was being offered at UDS. So the development education, it doesn't qualify the student to teach. And I don't know what industry, what company is going to employ students who have done development education. You go to University of Ghana and they have a course in education that they call BA in Education Non-Teaching. They come and do their national service, and after national service, they are frustrated because nobody is hiring them. So university degree to nowhere. So you wonder why you have graduate unemployment. When you have allowed universities to set up branch campuses everywhere, and they are all offering teaching as a course, and you know the number of teachers we need in the country is not that, shouldn't be that high. So when through GTech, I asked them to meet the universities that were offering course education. This was a conversation, because what we are doing is insane. It's not helping.
They are just filling up the spaces at the university.
Yeah, because you see, they are coming and they are paying monies to come, and the universities like it. But at the end of the day, GTech should be able to step up and say, we need 10,000 engineers every year. Therefore, universities should be doing 10,000.
Right.
We need 50,000 of this. Even the UK is done. So you don't just allow universities to educate because every student wants business administration, to have so many students graduating from business administration, and you know the jobs in business administration is not there. But if they were to do cyber security, the police service need them.
Dr. Yao or say Edichum in Koma, they say Wakodi over the weekends are adane one of the topical issues over here in our country. Your education, say Ankasa, and I was say echo. But I have Mr. George Ajay. He's also part of the NPP communication team in the Ashanti region. Mr. George, good morning.
Good morning, senior.
Biaboko de.
Nyamuna don't know
yeah, but see how found so they you
Wadaroma. Oh, I'm saying, but
so now many Dr. Samuel Owusu on Zoom akudi in Komo. He's a lecturer at Garden City University. Na yeneno edi in Komo ewo Zoom na bibia etimi akoye to say ewo kwan dem a na nka yakọ Zoom na edi in Komo. Hello, Doc, good morning.
A postgraduate diploma in computer science because he did sociology.
Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
You say you have a there?
Nyamina don't be able.
Okay. Doc, we are lecturer at Garden City University there. Meaning say when it comes to education, and a home enkoma unimpa, the sign internal pay, the person any would come concerning enkoma ecoso within our education. The former education minister, that is Dr. Yawo Serichum, etimi akwakodi. Now what's in common odina? he is actually dealing with some of the courses within our universities now. Nkrani bewie o me babonten ya na omunya adwuma enye because of the courses are universities no ekre enkoda no. Others are also arguing with that fact say it's not about the courses there, but it's about the delivery, how lectures deliver in the classroom and also in the lecture hall to the students. And no mumuna emma these students no so intimi exam right after school. You as a lecturer, what's your take on this particular issue?
Okay. So me that was say me mamincha wona menchia wahefo nyina. So asem Dr. Yawadu Chumweka no and if you will be a education minister paying on yes say education one and now one crown one education as sana me fan and prep no enipa bebre adwen almost say ye go school the be adwuma nko and you know say 4-year course and I will be a program in a already made market here as in we are who adwuma pote crowd de sa course no ekoya ehun but say wo per course we are a de adwuma be ma wo dia and then vocational and technical courses and I will say or maybe I muye was okoye the electricals or whatever and with you we say a who adwuma and akoye masonry we are say a who adwuma university programs and yet say we the ababa ye adwuma nko say wo fa in course development and I say curriculum development e wom say course we are no ya e baby sa the tech Emma which way a kwan a befa so e beboa national development. And the first and foremost, sub program now more developing on, it should be relevant to the national development. Again, one of the requirements in so ASA, I will say job prospects. Any panel movie, human being or movie to me, any idea. Tini now, the program here no invest here, irrelevant. Eventual,
BTFI.
Okay.
The
program behind one my way invest here.
Dog, now when you were talking about some of the courses in the is not say obekwakoye na odeba pay adwuma no. Do we explain this kind of situation to the students? Because akodano from the fundamental basis and some of the parents now all invest wa akoda anymore. When you say or the Banaba University course now kwakoye no, right after that course obepe adwuma man and I say course no be man adwuma amaneti media. But then here you are saying say some of the courses need be wo honoma and yet chinchina say ubewia ubetimi dia be adwuma. Do we explain this kind of situation to the students as
economics for a hand koye adwuma and I say obi a philosophy a hand wo kwakoye adwuma eni saa wo no enti no so wa courses no ebi o no mo a yamfa course be this philosophy say wo baby sound say philosophy there e so mfa so ni say ana meboa
ai
say the philosophy we university abi na me dey kwakoye but I ni be say ye training nipa amoma ba be ye omo badwene ama o man no adwene na ya innovate na afi ya push forward the frontiers of knowledge. And you know, or can course be the say development studies. So will be development studies at the end or the baby. But offer most institutions in Ghana, obi a year development studies are here no say on National Development Planning Commission.
Yeah.
As a National Development Planning Commission, you know, active na juma, they need such people, they need such graduates. Your NGOs for Ghana, they are into developing communities and so on. You need such graduates. Your international organizations, USDA, NA, JICA, all these organizations employ these people. They are also researchers. So to oyere no ho kɔ n'anim esua de kɔ n'anim a ɔba bɛyɛ researcher aba bɛhwɛ kwan a yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛtumi develop as a people kwan new ways of doing things ne adeɛ nti education no ɛnyɛ sɛ miwie na makɔyɛ te sɛ bi a mayɛ carpentry miwie a mekɔ akɔyɛ carpenter saa na ɛnyɛ saa na education at the university ɛteɛ. Engineers say university universal courses. And you want your courses be brave. And now there now will be some. So who go invest here? And you invest in the bachelor course for you. Who apply?
Okay.
Indeed, is expected. Say application now why your background study and research. In the course now you will need the prospect. And sana wafa se wo kwa koye ndi nye obi na eba be for say kwane course we and this one here who apply for courses na you might be at 3 or 4 options now what choose na enumu na university be hwe won ho den na de yeyi ba ko de amawo enti no awofo emaye hu say course how we say in our student na kasa no also we interest in it and then sanka baby say ka philosophy die okoya what has it got to do with AI? But when you say as you speak last week the Economist, the New York Times, any other there were articles publications are actually most of the AI labs, big AI lab, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, they employ philosophers. So why are they employing philosophers? Because philosophy is all about wisdom and knowledge acquisition and how to push the frontiers of knowledge. You develop those technology so you need these people to help develop models a bit make how human beings think. And you can say those courses in here. And again, of our course be say history or university. You might think history is irrelevant. And we here because we are in but who big institutions they employ historians because on mine no yentumi hu yeni mu abra yeni yechi.
Okay, dog. Now, based on explanation in church, could we say I was said right now no you're focusing on say nkrano ewie suku a omo ankasa betimi enye adwuma ye rather than say ye chiro omade na abron beba omo nye adwuma nye.
Exactly. Course bi ani ho no mo a enei eho adwuma wo. Ene wo fa nurse na hospitals na way. Eni say export bia omo ba be gufi. Say obi on ma owie school be 4 or 5 years ni imposti no. Even teaching now co-training college we are in say one adwuma and that's why I'm crying you know adwuma even medicine why medicine every year it takes you about 3-4 years and sana when you're posting so the issue is not about the programs. Every program in the university is relevant. The issue is about our economy. You were engineers. He was talking about engineers. You're producing engineers baby Ghana. And the young banks in here, most of them are in the banks and other institutions are Nanka and near a one also moko. But Memen can say near one also moko because most engineers are doing very well in financial institutions in here. And that is because most university programs, especially undergraduate programs, are foundational programs. So you can fit into any place. In the end, I was saying developing institutions are a bit me happy your knowledge your students no acquire undergraduate level and as a university no. Now fee relevant to the economy. You see, undergraduate program I always call it as what do you call it? Like a raw material. So an undergraduate is a raw material, and that raw material can be used by the industry, by the society. In the end, I was saying making sure say you developing institutions are now you creating job opportunities for young graduates. But as we speak, our economy is not expanding. These politicians are stifling an economy with bad policies, and then they come and blame the universities. So the question is, must we stop producing knowledge because there are no jobs?
That was a question that can be leading me to the statement because just like you said, policymakers right now should they focus only about say enrollment on universities or Montessori. Now I'm focus on creating more jobs to sustain the required graduates.
No, youth in our air banner. Youth in our air banner. School because yes, we go school that shouldn't be our focus. Our focus should be job creation, and we should equip the youth with the entrepreneurial skills. And you see, sometimes you hear people talking about entrepreneurship and so on. But let's ask ourselves: do we have the enabling environment for the entrepreneurs? Becoming an entrepreneur is not so easy as people think. If you go to even the advanced countries, 9 out of 10 startups fail. Even those countries with well-developed systems, all venture capitalists, they are almost supporting entrepreneurs.
It's a dog at home. Okay.
So, creating enabling economic business. Business is certainly expanding on more jobs. As you speak in Ghana, is there any business able to employ more than 5,000 people? Ghana is there more than 10,000. Any industry is anywhere. So a big issue. It's the problem is not with the universities. Universities do not create jobs. Nowhere in the world now. Obecting on social media and will be a university now. Yes, or engineer. And so the car say, yeah, universities, yes, I know universities. Harvard University who produces toothpaste. No university produces toothpaste. They develop the students, they teach them, and then these students will go into the industry to work. So our attention should be creating industries in the economy. And on the Bema yet me develop as a people. And yes, I the school you better say we now what can we do about entrepreneurship? So here governments over the years the whole policies be about youth in employment, Maslock, but let's look at how these programs are managed. In the end, you're politicizing. I think Sikane Achama party fanatics. Obi all my politician be only a Jumebia when you be Robert creative, you know, loan with this kind. So we are not really working to push forward the course of entrepreneurship in our economy as a country. So what I would suggest, ASA, let's have a coherent development plan that party governments will follow. He was citing examples of Malaysia and Singapore and those
China,
countries are developing. But these countries developing with the kind of politicians we have in our country. I have read the book by Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore, from third world to first. And the way Lee Kuan Yew developed Singapore, the politicians
Dog,
we cannot develop without a politician.
Dog, you made mention of say why to develop or the kind of the politicians are more Kurumuhana. Are you politicians on my day?
Let's be real with our politics and the development. Do we have the political and economic institutions sustaining and development as a people? Party way government be foundation we bow to us was meant to us. No one also another foundation. Now that we are the foundation level, it me and build it. So do we call that development? My memory example, me and me free my punching. For time no more start what do we call it? Develop or friend Jubilee market.
Okay.
That was Ghana at 50.
Okay.
So somewhere around 2007. And you started our market. Yeah, boom market no basically you market, And this by also about 24-hour economy market. Sen kasa market one man can buy bit me at us. Ya kwa be baby do man akoko so say ya ba 24-hour market economy. 24-hour market. Na we ni papa ni abenti na market no why no na ya sha ze ni enu no krampo okrum e wo kwan ho yes ti enye ye kwa be si market foforo so we ye be dey developing
dog anope ye beda wase pa se anope yetimi efro no waje so a woni yen atwetwe nkomo ama yeso yetimi ate atenti wa chechi mama yate ase se yetimi fa so bona nkasa no embo mu universities no. The policymakers should actually create sustainable jobs. I'm a graduate in New or meeting me in your ejuma. I intend to pay dog. You better was a pan, I was our coin so. It's a dog, and you're saying in car, and pay Yenno AD in common. It's two in common Odina. Just he was actually explaining the point, said some of the things now, Dr. Yawa said to AD home common. You cannot blame the university. You cannot blame the university at all, and especially the development studies now are mentioned here. No, also you more but the government is not investing in that job in that institution. And some of the students need we are me so on no blame policymakers. They should create sustainable jobs more than some more focusing on some of the university courses are more AD common. Dog and what's in Kano. Dr. Samuel also and what's in Kano. It's my call Umaho na yenshe in common as info. Uma.
Yeah.
Now what's in command, Dr. Eddie? And I know say NDC Haruna Idris Edin Komo, most of the education reforms are also person or deba. Nebwa Emma Yemebru no Musiani we in Krumhano. It's me a form to mapa edifra. But then looking at the perspective of Dr. Yawasedi Eddie Freebano, saying say some of the universities courses perhaps useless and then cranny baby omuntimi enya ejuma enye. Others are also saying say policymakers of which that you are included should also create a lot of jobs for the students after school. Do you actually have it in mind with him?
Well, medasi na mama mfasa kunya na mencha wankasa na mencha also na mencha Aswaso constituency no teacher ne member of parliament honorable Muntaka Mubarak and any protocol officer Bompire say a Drew constituency election, I be promoting from being the vice chairman to being the substantive chairman because wabon homoding. Na mention what be JMC so honorable wisdom. Mosebo Amadu do na friend okum come. Me say 1 year anniversary as the MC, you know, in no air koswa or betimi aba bontin abetri for so far the way. I mean, yeah, set accountability series be I for man, but one gasa set one gasa ne benchmark or the at least it help him to be able to assess what he's doing in the municipality. I mean, chairman gasa me regional chairman Nanakosi. Maybe I make one it is not broken, you don't fix it. It is Nanakosi they say still maintain. No cranny am any metie Dr. Yao Duchum no common okudie no many anjo bakokra. And I can understand the reason why I all call election during time I na eco primaries almost so much me formulate in the party for it made in the 10 cents at the buy. And then the why we so we share 10 cents in one you see actually what the party people were talking about. And no na the entire most of them did not support him because they feel say he contributed to the downfall of the MPP.
Not 10 cents in a day.
Oh, 10 cents in my mean boss amount. One. I must say inflated enrollment figures. Figures are young far for encore education service being whatever, no inflated, not realistic. It means it's not dishonest. 2. The institutional mismanagement at the buy. 3. The contract irregularities at the buy. 4. The personal misconduct at the buy. Bribery attempt, subversion of church values, undermining predecessors, alienation with stakeholders, and unable to even manage the free SHS policy well. Ningina co-election with the Babonti. Because studio education we are speaking as but when you are in the 8 years of former President Kufuor Aban, Ebe serve as Deputy Minister of Education under Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh as the main minister. It is a to me identify say these are challenges within the educational system. What did you do to solve the problem? Because say for say bra na be kurekurem ema aban na you are there to help shape government policy. For the betterment of this country.
He made mention when Odin Command said or consulted some of the universities, extra some courses be on my.
To what extent? It is a man not studio we need in communicate we and ye ye casano ye baby it miss any say if you are policy maker on okuta the capacity no and a bit me ama ebia obit me present ye your opinions no near has a bit me but in his capacity he had the capacity to be able to ensure say at least as a minister, cabinet minister, as a sitting member of parliament, what is answer seven ebeko parliament. Now the discourse in Komobeba no be any perspective. So adia okano am pass ebebo minor then we convert the opinions into policy to shape our educational system. But you sat there as a cabinet minister. Why didn't you propose it to the government at cabinet meetings? And as a meme, it's not make us we are at least so be a one way in a position to take my opinion to shape it to make it better. But you have the capacity. You have the capacity. And you failed woefully. Don't forget, say, alongside Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh. And under more time now, a whole academic calendar. There wasn't textbooks in school. And and even school placement, Independence Square. Acquire Broham, Omokase, even sabotage processes. And our more free and our more and a free SHS, you will say matron demonstrations here and there, they compromise the quality of education in this country. Because Omobet now, one can say on pointing one policy direction, what they buy education and a policy reform, or as Deputy Minister of Education and Substantive Minister of Education, or they buy, and there. Give it to me. I can say, okay, this is one of the things. STEM, to what extent?
So we see academy work.
To what academy almost and what problem has it solved? What result has it given us?
Or sounds to change the curriculum outright.
And even do you change the curriculum outright? And then opening friends, opening Yalma for number. Before and no babit nana kunyari. you were learning under his tutelage. Ya nya ne prekupe o.
Yeah.
Ya nya ne prekupe so when ya no betna ha. You learned something. I mean, the way I know see you study how he was doing things before you were able to sit in this chair. Enti prekupe ya ba be sisa curriculum. Boom, no assistant, not even progressive. Omoko fast them. Omu change curriculum. Ask him. He should come out boldly to come and tell Ghanaians and say, even the teachers who were supposed to even teach that new curriculum, were they properly trained to be able to teach the curriculum for the understanding of the people? I spoke to one teacher. He said, what about the curriculum by now? The teachers themselves did not even understand the curriculum. And to make matters worse, 2 days for them to undergo training to teach a curriculum for a whole academic calendar.
I'm creative seminar. I was part of that.
How many days? 2 days.
Oh, it wasn't 2. It was.
I spoke to a teacher, two teachers this morning.
Every day 3. Every day a week.
Do you think it was enough to get teachers understanding a whole curriculum of academic calendar? Like he was symbolic. Anything Uncle will be betting me about Bonte. I made the pastor one card at the time of which me fixing or now podcast be and all can It was very embarrassing. We prove it far beyond reasonable doubt. Say criticisms are one can party for. And the man say, and also na one also ne bonny would be MPP my no better opposition in here. Because a kufado yan mujidi. And I say, ya to aba e de man me o man pini na mean to me nye bibia. So obi a meji wadwimu like I believe in your competence. Now also my pony to me no kakra na me de ade. Na me de amount. Now they aboa me. And now bet now 8 years you could not deliver. You could not do all these things you are saying because and there na can do bet now no catch so oh me buy no now this is what I was thinking. Ain't you know I challenge them. You don't just challenge them. Bring the matter up properly. And I say Busan say how did you challenge them? I say one of the headmasters called him or VCs called him and told him some of the students Omaba say development studies medium and I say because of Asema or no Dr. Yuchum Kai anything on Kolana started check it out. Look at this. Look at this.
So why are we not creating jobs for the students too?
The creation of jobs is the responsibility of the government. And every government campaign manifesto of the MPP, one job, one this. Everything is about job. But are they able to deliver? NDC, Beba, we are going to create jobs. Are we able to deliver adequately? That is the problem that we have in this country. Because about unemployment now, we NDC, we MPP, we have how can affect you. So we should be realistic about the situation. And when you label a course as useless, it means you as education minister what the entire system of education in this country because before they propose a program at the university level, they do proper analysis before they enroll it. And then as some workers at development, then the studies. Why did you call the lecturer who spoke? He's a lecturer, he's not a carpenter. But then because of someone's a local school education, into a banner education, home come Nimdia was a boy man, may shape public discourse, may shape government policy. That is why you called him. And in our uncle school, no uncle India being it when ye Juma and as when ye Juma. And signing, would we have benefited from that knowledge? And it's here, Openibio, say, I forgot Anochi, Dr. Anochi. He is the only famous historian we have in this country. Ebano, Asantia Mamreni Amania, Gurusifua Mamreni Amania. Because we don't have more of his likes, he is enjoying monopoly when it comes to speaking history of Ghana. Ube say assembly abana ya bakwasema. Se media house be fra na obi ahwehwe opinion no number no ma frɛ no na wa be chichim nefe. There are so many opportunities in Ghana here that we are not exhausted. Me what tech, I'm at the master's level. Most of the lectures that I have, being it Dr. Muntaka, Dr. Francis, when you go to Accra Technical University, we have Professor Dumbia. Most or all of them are procurement persons. The reason why I did procurement because I did my research. And you'll be able to choose a course. And I mean, okay, you see procurement course, and according to research, you say 30 years to come, it is going to be the most booming and lucrative skill or profession to have. Because every organization, being a public or private, would need procurement expert within it. So I was convinced by myself, say, at least, Ejumano, my being now, first, any procurement act, any procurement authority. and everybody. And every institution, public institution, procurement is embedded in it. And it is projected, say, by 2030, there will be shortage of even procurement professionals. And they say most of the people who read this and understand this are going to it. And most of these lectures are much I can tell you on authority based on my discussion with some of my lectures. Ombeka say, are they much at the master's level and the graduate level as procurement persons? What they earn as salary from government is less compared to the consultancy they are doing for public, institution and private institutions. Because and the company be now person unya de chese there will be team procurement. You sort the expertise of a procurement consultant, and it's not free. Why are we producing more lawyers? The DIC are producing more lawyers. Nobody encourage anybody to do law.
All right, Mr. Omar.
But the assembly banner from Rahua, yes, young friend the engine agent, so no cost is useless. And I flood the assembly I buy one crime. I was speaking on one of the TV stations in Accra, and I told them, look, I saw a young man at Alaju. He had the expertise. One on the name diving. Into your corner or koyifuno. No, the abre not move for no. Not move for no. It's now edgy abonting and omuji funo. Meanwhile, your employee not move to be able to deal with disaster. But because of you're politicizing NADMO as a government institution, and we put in square pegs in round holes. How do we solve that problem? We need to get people who are experts in that field. So that even if it's a party appointment in the at least get some of these experts, whether they are skilled or unskilled, fills them in. And development, what is the duty of NADMO? It is okay, say development studies is not important, it's not necessary. It means even the development of this country should be entrusted in the hands of people who may not have expertise advice in development planning. Because you are telling us the course is useless. And this is going to be an indictment on his political career forever. I'm telling you.
But then me call George. But first me call George. Mami try me home si ma ba ko na membra. Me buy a pe na ye to so e de amamo. Me basisi e.
Charlie, welcome.
All right, it's here twaso ewa hanum edi amount. Senia ote umano. Wase in common Dr. Ya wase ruchum akwakudino. Be indictment on his political career. But then me call George wana no akudinko. But then mami introduce me personal person. Prince Techi or a public interest advocate. And also so ewo fidium ha and then no yeneno e babidi in common. Prince. If you have a there. Na white and black
is a normal.
Normal. The first in catch share for Monday is white and black.
Baby, I could mouth be a chiano.
Oh, yeah, chiano. Or born from a party.
Kojo Marfo.
George, what to you? What's Dr. Ya was saying to Munka? As an MPP member and also being a former education member. Do you think say one in a year dream based on reforms or the buyer in our education sector? Do you think so one in a year dream or so?
Yeah, mame and share a reform for no pay. Na menshare a chairman or the home cook who appear. The donor San Manisa Santa Mancoca. The next Ashanti regional chairman of the MPP, maybe a chairman cook will be an no pay. Echiano na Miami share so constituency Mira SL Mills Obre Police chairman Jokada onyan baby koy nim say sedin share so for kano SL so asum akopon ya adoma next week na era isel and the next chairman at the my win share so. Yeah. One can I mean and it's a Dr. Duchu, the better educationer, mechanism is one of the blessings to this country. Say eba a edition semwa wakwadare or edition semu na ninim de sema wo edition semu no undoubtedly we sure say uji Ghana for edu edigina wa emu enkono de will tell you say is one of the best things that have ever happened to us our education sector. And obi bia or education front and ne will tell you say baby I started and baby era educhum ebefa education no oni era Dr. Matukuku Prempe no and then such a eba our education sector no a man who say the future now our education sector no a very good a very fine foundation I lay me wo a akrakuma bi wo me fie or KG2 na akra ba fie no na or catch me say me living things and non-living things. Now I say me living things and non-living things. Then he started telling me sounds and other things. Obibia, yeah, go through most of this basic education will tell you that most of the things are, and then KG2, KG1 measure and things, no, Asian in anywhere. Things that some of us did it in either class 6, JSS1 and JSS2. The things that your young generation, when you take a STEM education at the basic level, and then to the extent that never be an in our senior high schools, fear could be, and some of these girls, and the kind of programs we are doing today, robotics and things are air course we are seeing. This is where education is being geared towards. We are seeing now, and so when your minister or by an adrenaline say, and you can say, yeah, the same old things, near expected see being different results. Not design man equal design at all from the basic level at the above to the senior high school level. And I tell you, say when omo a change the curriculum we started this with omo a year second year now a year third year. But Obibio education sector in the senior high school will tell you that there is something we call the professional learning community. I at for your secondary schools no quite be fast so you bet a year syllabus na and net and plan use. And every week your days are teacher focus and I say esuya the and friend the professional learning community how new curriculum na base system no ebetimi aboa na ya change the dynamics and the kind of fast child there can and then was say fast child. It is something that schools bia senior high school bia no aya till today, and it's not ending now. They are taking us through the process until why ever go through a year or more 3 year cycle. So it isn't 1 day, 2 day or 3 days program, but it's something that continuously teachers are your senior high school level no you go through that particular system. Senior, you're I can say some courses via with the universities now. At the end of the day, nipa ni pia bontina dene sese nipa krono ebenya any opportunity within a year society na you. And might see a lot of people making an argument to say it is rather a year or minor and a year nhyehyeye ene entotuye ye enu nti na ye ntimi absorb courses na ye na other universities. Yesterday I took my time and went through the various states, me for United States, me for Germany, now for China. These are the most 3 strongest economies that we have in the world today. In the United States, New York Times, between a year 2021 and 2025, a year Indiana State University, over 500 programs were scrapped. 500 programs were scrapped in Indiana State University. Meaning say Germany has a minimum, but my friend say University of Kassel. That's how I picked it up. The friend aspiring or discontinued degree programs. Aspiring programs or discontinue degree programs at their university, no, omo reduce about 40 courses from their university, including a master's in diploma degree programs and some of these courses. Offer a China for scrapping over 2,000 degree programs. Are we saying, say, the Chinese economy, the US economy, the German economy, na ye can want them? Economies are ye can say, omo produce graduates, they cannot take care of those graduates now. These are the world that we look up to. We normally countries that we look up to as a country. Yesusu say they have everything. Obibiano, that's the dream of everybody. So Yebinyanka Ghana bear to say US, Yebinyanka Ghana to say China, Yebinyanka Ghana to say Germany, because in said they have one of the strongest economy and are resistant economies. Oh, why are they scrapping some of the courses from their universities? That DAAD, Germany, is an exchange course that they do with African universities. Say, almost China out graduates they will come out and help in the various African societies. They've scrapped about 46 of the courses that they do. They've scrapped about 46 of the courses that they do. Say society, any static. Society dynamic. And so as time goes on, it will say some of the courses I used to say MYN within our society. Let's phase those courses out. It doesn't mean say the fact that say courses you face courses be out HSA probably universities any capable. No, we have not said that the university is not capable. Yes, I know but there are some courses that it thinks that course na nipa as a country. What have been our needs assessment? Send your assess all mine. Health sector, education sector, the other sectors are all mine. What are the required resources are here within those areas? Whether capital or human resources, send you here within those areas. Whilst people and I castigated a education minister not long ago, health minister Kwame Mental Kando. I say the various health institutions and trainings now are churning out a lot of graduates that young economy cannot absorb them. And so now the numbers that the schools now they are going to reduce the numbers because numbers they produce the economy didn't say waiting absorbing all those numbers that we are talking about. And so if somebody tells you that there are courses, there are programs the objective and it's a absorbing into our system. The Pakronoko we no babidra bond eba program no koye no baby enra. And at the point in time around 2012, 2013, 2014 in our senior high schools, some courses government naturally by some courses and as a programs they were withdrew from the senior high schools because we start program won't even find child in the senior high schools. You can ask everybody. I'm in the senior high school. Some of my colleagues were sent to basic schools because they said what the courses that they did any course and I teach one year in the senior high school, and so they were brought down there. And Jena as a minor, they found so in society now. These are the areas churning out a lot of people to go and assist us because. Even those areas, as you said, the economy should be able to absorb education, health, and those areas. We have had a lot of backlog. When it does also these courses and programs, this is where you are going to be. And I had the question. They are having challenges. Now, courses are a direct employment opportunity. It is says near Kase, young Ponko, course at the university say, then what it means is that about 90% of people who are going to the university are supposed to come back home because the mentality of most students are area the university. They say university is coming into the job market. That is what most of the people go out there to do. But the reality on the ground is that they call some courses, some programs are if people are wanting it's very difficult for you to be absorbed. And yet then so benya opportunity. Now when you're juma and as a skill now it's me a bow in one of and as a bow baby so what Yera edition say he met with some of these universities and annual school day or something at the University of Ghana, Lagos. And it was there. And I will catch the University of Ghana say there are some courses that they do at the university. And if it's very difficult, say at the end of the day, I can't be any service we are. I bet they should bring a job opportunity. For example, the Okanyi BA Education Non-Teaching. Now, if you go to our senior high schools, you are teaching and non-teaching staff. The non-teaching staff are mostly those who work in our kitchens, those the accountants, librarians, and those people over there.
Not the same.
These are the courses. When I'm from the non-teaching staff, and your mom child from teaching staff. Now somebody is doing a degree in non-teaching staff. Education in non-teaching staff. And then the person comes to an institution like ours and asks about any of these secondary schools. You didn't call canteen as a matron and patron. You didn't call a friend say library as a librarian. And I didn't call account office as an accountant. And it's not just about NIPA 300, 400, 700. We are changing out a lot of these people into our communities. And when they come to our schools, already we have the business and all these people in place, and we'll be a non-teaching education. So which of this portfolio do you think say if I can ever fail within this particular area? And so it's not the opposite said some courses need to be merged. If you are, I will say a kickable. If you are, I will say a because even those in the developed areas, some courses they see say now and the relevance in their society fade out until they are doing away with those courses. Now I don't think if somebody comes out with this idea, the only thing I hear is say now it's spark up a debate in our society. Today we are all debating about this issue. And that's how policies are developed. Policy starts with some of these debates that comes out into the society. Say debates in the Babontina, let's find the values in it. At the end of the day, then we sit on a round table, do the discussion, we take the positives and negatives. Jesus said, okay, if it is well established, we go that particular way, but not to rubbish whatever that he said.
Prince Dachi, is this your inadequate practical skills in the hands of the students, or an asset shortage of jobs na yini yankasa as we speak?
Mamenji Brenna Minchia Ashafo, and yet you for Obi Osha Jumadibia. Mamicha Frank Benyansa. Namenji Bresosona, me interest to MPP for elections anymore. We have few friends within the corridors of the MPP. Henry Diabuatin, or Kofo Ejoso Constituent Secretary. Henry number one. Henry Eba from being a youth organizer for Ejoso. For me, Henry there, the entire Ejoso community knows his wealth, and I think say anything be so be winning elections, you know. Na menza nkwa sanwase set as already akon. I also call as communications for MPP. Ti asonwase for nkai no. I also number one. Number one basa anti. Also number one. Set. Good luck, and I'm sure say a bit to me aye the amount. And will be our contest on. The beauty of contest. Say will be actually be to me aye. Na we are back for image. Na omo maka no support no. Tejuso for Henry be image. Be image am support no. As one set be image. Set image am support no. Yes. Now, my meaning common say I have read extensively about this whole thing. My chairman common mumiensa. The kind say no crap. There are some programs that no crap and say it has no direct link and bearing to the job market. That is true. What I say. And their former minister can pay the list be brave or honor. But you see, the point is this. Obi kwa koyesa program. You understand? Say the ambition there. The ambition of Sikeniba to the university and the ambition of Sebi Eje Kuba to the university enyepe. Eje Kuba or Bobo said wako because we are obey juma da behwe no. Sikani ba opese wonya degree adwuma no wo ho brana beje ye. Ono you just want you to further university education. And to make us a program by now pay. Now I can no akotwa fee pay no se kona koye. Nti most of the people, if the ambition is that say me wia me pese me adwuma ye, na say indeed the link to the job market any director we are no more break akra. Now the next side of my argument here is the former education minister any time when he hear sound come away na say or can sound come away or this sound come at cabinet meeting when he was seated. What you say? Because say your mama power last I think I was on this platform when I was blasting the MP for insurance. When he came and saying say politicians saying you see say unya to me we now ba lament it say me mentiase o Jane the farthest we can go in democracy is after election the aka advocacy but moi you as persons in authority I entrust you to me that money there you cannot tell me say osu by advocacy that is say me mo ya advocate ya mutie na mafemu aba na mo the policy aba na mahwe implementation so amana koso. So for me I think that the timing of this discussion as we didn't comment so be onya to me that and as we be as we deprived with authority and influence. He has been in the seat before and for me some come we odi this time na me show mposanka vice chancellor betum pa for afre no.
He did it that time.
You get it? Even so ananka indeed on my policy no discussion no cabinet ananka if you want to buy I mean no vice chancellor could ever vice chancellor calling education minister of state say makabibi enka on campo enka be a directive if first where the ever now the last part of the argument I know and the main contention and they say look maestro wo mo I say mo programs no mo ye na what direct link and what bearing to the job market akosi say exactly wo mo so mo de any dey wait engineering civil engineering engineers organ akosi say how many of them are employed? Even those that are employed, how well are they working in so many years? Even the professors of civil engineering now, they are writing, they are saying. My brother, tech flooded. Investor. And then I can say, various MMDAs your engineers, Obia engineer. Babisa say the actual job that they are supposed to do, and then you go to job creation. Ye entrepreneurship say and ye man mebunu no opportunity and the government be the policy ba so oba be a factory oba be say ye be say and emu say na government show commitment, real commitment, not mafmafo, real commitment say ye be a factory indeed ye edin ko fa amakwa adwuma wo. How many of them? And emebunu na kasa kwa no so omo do madwini create adwuma outside the box no and the politicians no so create business esa so no omo compete. Why they created mama obi aye aban creative emebunu so create aban mu mpanifo na so ni mebunu say compete because they have power, influence and money. They are able to get all the contract. Enti me question be say na see enya teachers omo de omadwuma no na direct job market no your Ghana youth population because youth population oman crowd doors nti bi nya more teachers you mean say it's our education sector now better off than before? Can we say this? And then TFO said, "Akra years na." Any those times that present of what time akra to me years because of youth employment to man talk ne maka so on trade our pain no. And then the young check say, "You see, I get the ben, you changing in a question." And the quality of human resources are changing out. Even from senior high school, different citizens, and then university. En kan ye kasa obi awie or ye crack university a chairman enya fe dia bro ene ye misi ye ho you see a graduate who can't even engage in intellectual discourse na the bufu emotional intelligence you see a train kwa ye nkyere wo mu ene affective domain say so obi awie school or ye adwuma nti or ye engineer or ye teacher or ye nurse or ye medical doctor or ye journalist say obetumi say somebody may disagree with me but ye nkontokwa no kwati say So what are we saying? Me, I see say ye various you see a revision of the curricula deben yes rather today. And yet doctor was saying to me time and a buyer and they are crying to
yeah.
Abruchire na doctor can if be grounded. It will akwa baby say the boni away nti ye you obi afid okwa ya tum punishment. And na yankura to krom ha to make us teacher now ama man ko bapo mechina bon. And this education system we are talking about. Yes saying you head and stem ekusi say aye na aduane di krantozi.
Say no omono has teachers for no come so ebun kra no.
Nobody is saying say
law be protecting
the extreme, the excesses am yanka ho asem. But for such teacher ni beka say na mete hanom no. Me need to me bia akra to me teacher no din atem. Dan who to kwa teacher pro student ni teacher ni atentam omoko. Who bondo? Say Ghana education ba ko na mo say enye no. Previous ones na enye na say akra ni teacher ni atentam. So on na ekon. And we are here saying say you go so revise them. We revise them. For me, I think that the best educational system we had was before. And then the because the caliber of nipa one. Don't forget. Ghana ni akra ni Norway ni akra ni pe. Ghana ni akra ni Germany ni akra. Yente sa US because we have different social cultural orientations. And let me say, nebi someone said the qual will bow on for compare with time. You talk of IT. Well, yeah, so those times na discipline one my more education who more encourage you. So now IT no evolving and kaba. We would have best IT personnel than today. What did I make an answer? So for me, I think say yes, a revision now. Sa wholesale, holistic and MYA. Yeah, so near dear. And how do you even convince or be say and amongst the sciences we're Ghana hanon? A Greek science here, you're relegated it to the background. Ghana. Among the sciences, which of them you have upper hand? It is a Greek science. What's your chemistry at Chen Chairman, Ghana, you chemistry at Chen Wine. I will do one about 12 common on his own. One case uncle for any confidence will Musa we a camp on between them. A phone now by your 12 and then your bearding. And now who chrome hana or Tennessee on your fool, ordinary physics. You are going to maximize physics, forgetting about Greek science where you have strength. And then claim I do or my way to maximize that. And then agricultural science are basic subject. I assume and cry and meant to me questions and Greek science a fading out. They will tell you they've embedded that in interscience. How many topics? And then beside cry say or one questions he says, how many of them have a Greek science in their mind? So a few of my dream. So for me wouldn't say yeah revision na technocrat ben na moya inso fanya bibia nkoye gata ya engineer hu dia moye bibia nye technocrat ben na moye ama ye nyaso e wo man maestro.
But Mr. George, who say now
yes, I think yes, the say enye you reduction time yes me enti akra. I started teaching from 2010.
Okay.
And I remember vividly that my headmaster pointed out to me, say, in Ghana education, so answer now back in Accra school, you need say a year headmaster sanctioned. I was a headmaster a sanction and so now but also obi a supervisor that a year now over. That was somewhere around 2011. I told myself, I maybe I class. I just am to call my headmaster. Permission for headmaster for a whole office. Now I probably teacher ni bia come home. No I be supervisor side any day. Tinton time akra no memfa ba bia enka akra no. And so these things have been in our books for a very long time. And just say honorable Yura or teaching time na e buy again on the issue of scribing of some of these courses no. The debate Yura or teaching raise no was in January 2023. University of Ghana on for annual leave day. In January or University of Ghana. And that was where he even pointed out to the vice chancellor at the University of Ghana and said, this is a program I'm with school must say. A classical example, and it can be what non-teaching or school on. So it's something that already that particular issue then. Maybe it didn't catch the attention that today I catch you as you know. But society now you at any material moment when say be popping up and was seeing in ayetna near say adena abano, how are we going to work towards that? It doesn't need to come from nipa or government in Kwan and I said there or outside government. But baby free babiana a yen papa and we do it. Today we are looking for say yebenya a engineers are a beboa or your society yes we are flooding in a manema air fire. And then if my brother Prince go back and say you cannot compete with those people outside there. Untiminya physics in chom, untiminya chemistry in chom, untiminya engineering in chom. Go and do baby and leave that places to near nice outside into that cannot be the debate. Say because somebody sa ahodene che onintino. Any can say also to say you want to copy another person because we are looking for the best practices outside there. And when the BIA say these are the best practices ongoing. It's coming the best so you bet my yes I didn't be and they have more minor yet. Okay, I think that's wrong.
Quick, let me make a few corrections regarding the rebatana on Minian rebatano. Corporal punishment was officially banned in pre-tertiary schools across Ghana by Ghana Education Service in 2017 and was enforced in 2019.
I mean,
I'm coming. No, it's not about you. We are talking about. Relax. Relax. We are talking about for the records. Now, try say, say, one more time, I can say it was under moon. That was inaccurate. Which your correction was rather inaccurate.
Who told you
it was in 2017. Please, let's not argue on this. It's not about you being in the system. It's not about you being in the system. It's about the records.
I told you what happened in 2010
and again. So what are you talking about? We cannot. So for the records, corporal punishment was officially banned under MPP government. That was in 2017, officialized and enforced in 2019 under Educhu. So he's not wrong. He's correct. Again, even in our media landscape, we learn from the best practice. But there are certain things that are in tune with our environment and our culture, ideals and principles that we do, that where we are copying from, they don't do it. But because it is in tune with our culture and ideals, we do it. And you say environment. Idea was say what the bio system now, then you mix it up with your so that it will fit in. And then you are proud saying say in a pre-tertiary education, look. We have certain stage of mental development. Akwala at certain age, maybe you need to force it into the brains of the child. It's a gradual process. Most of Western schools are, they have time for siesta even for students, for them to sleep and rest. But and then akwala kitwa class 1 cry the homework at the bro me why I won't me. But how homework in the akwala class 1 is so me. It's something. Let's not force the kids to grow. Allow the kids to grow naturally. So you need to understand that. So the things we are forcing, because we had the best quality of results. Because so compare O levels, it's not the same. And the education, whether you like it or yes, we still have room for improvement. And in a sense, because he had the capacity, audacity, and the opportunities to, actualize these ideas of his, which he failed. But now he's saying it as a populist, and it's not going to solve any of our problems. And the air can say, courses now you're done because Obi Obeko University Obe ready about the program he or she want to do before choosing the program. But most often, one of the problems is Nipana and I just say me person me call Legon University of Ghana, me person me call Tech, and it's all funny choices of program. Now in Sanka. Now, failure, near mixing a course. Instead of someone so I'll write and correct what stopped me from being able to get my preferred course. No, I don't want my colleagues to graduate, or I don't want to be left home. So, course without going deep to assess as to whether course ever fit in with one who sign panel. So, this is one of the problems that we have. Most of the universities, some enrollment in IGF. Says I also we are desperate to course now. They also choose other courses for you.
But Prince and Kamebaho, okay. But I've seen Ghana Law Hub or Metro article about this issue I didn't come about punishment. And Oma State categorically said the Ghana Education Service GES in 2017 officially banned all forms of corporal punishment of children in schools and in Ghana as part of efforts aimed at promoting a safe and protective learning environment for children. And the GES has directed in 2019 that positive toolkit. They say almost shall say in 2017 and then implement in 2019. But then, Prince, my young question is a second topic. Then when you are coming in, you come in with your rebuttal and then you start with your submission. But then you didn't comment about Galamsey because Galamsey, Gusua na ekoso ewo yeman. But then I'm told, say, Oko Adansia Sopa, the regional minister, Etima take that speciality in making sure so beko na other forms of things ekoso honum wetimi akosiki na ometimi ejai. Oko lake in Suswa, and Kuma meeting say, and also metu and among alcoholma or more say, and also ebitimi. But then the problem is, are we having policies ebetimi aboin amayin Galamsey the ejai? And I said, loss emra ebeboa. Na yetimi acheche omo ye Galamsey bi na yini anase den eno ho nkomo ena no pe ye ba bede enterprise ma men sha se frefro
ma men can say in my submission e bia se sa na etiefo na ahwefo fa no a I'm not saying say hu hia say be chemistry ni physics dia me try say amongst the sciences o mind bia wo tena se na why assessment what your strength no one maximize ho now what to me they are competing globally. What you say? Was strength because of the availability of arable land, agricultural science. Where you feel basically, what their topics for as a three. SS schools are here, and in Pomons are seeing now they are able to feed their subsistence. So much to me feed you on one. And see, science ben and moya wagana. Oh, the na be to me are maximizing what to another can say. Oh no, muko. Who want to go compete? Why? Say in Ghana and India, but to compete with medicine. I mean, but see a agric near mechanized agrica. India can't compete us. I'm telling you, because we have the BIOB. And to see a guy no to change, Minimdiana policy formulators, Minimdiana running through Madrid. Set more year programs, agricultural science and subjects, and I would just none years so yes, more year free. And the other ones ever animal foods and more children
integrated.
Who integrated there? And when they major, Nasana general science then. We had general science and we had agric science. Now, there's some agric science be a core basic. Now, propelling crano. Also, agric science is the practical. Who we are, Juma or Benny Biaye. A man cricaya, conway fair. What come at the four topics about the share winning. And SS, I can see a sign of Wogan Hanuma, a crabacker so papa agric. A book.
Prince Yanko Galamsey.
All right. No, Casam say, Miss Soriano pa. It's not TV so na radio so na me Galamsey nkoma na ya rehosem. Me hwem videos ene advocacy amaje no over the years on Galamsey. Na igusuka Galamsey na aya rehosem. I can only say there is no political will. To be very honest with you. Any lake bosontwe asem na ye ken. Lake you to Galamsey you lake. Ghana. Ashanti region. Any lake no. Ye na eti lake ehwa ho say natural lake West African ye de no itimi ka se yepo ye asante for sabi ye ta asante man yepo ne and ye two Galamsey ho ye tuma kai on this show na mo break na Kojo Marfo reported. I was on this show EPA no Kojo Marfo reported mo break and me dwene ho a me bisa mo senti o man no ye how ye den ye how ye ba a failed leadership. That is the truth because se me o jame a me tumi ko stop you o mo lake ho. Me to me stopping what that mean to me yes adin. Me locals here day. Me capacity be na me wo. Ye to Obama mu in democratic dispensation a. E de yin to me ahyem say mo nya de bi. Oh, am I say o man at me. Who be say no ni mebu ni din koma, my so no mu din koma. They are gradually losing confidence and faith in leadership. Because ene kroma eti. Obi wo sika wa dia opo obi anya ne bibia. Sa Galamsey kan wan say me. Eje kubadi obetuma ya ne say sikani ni ba sete champagne no ho eje to asim se wo tu nya on tu man ho wo tu da koma sikani ni so onton enti wam na say man anti Galamsey ba ko illegal mining ba ko yentumi fight illegal mining be sin we have all the fine laws. I can tell you in Africa say see a country countries some laws e ka say parliament is solid ye yemra unye Ghana film because Ghana yemra to wa emra ne kata corners bia but aka enforcement in my strong nyame ne wo ne beye enem no ka say district be bia be call mutu galamsey commander no be brace police be bra lot of exposés are commander for ka ho DC wo ka bra mo ka so mo di ticket wo the earth moving equipment no waget DC nim commander police commander nim EPA for mo nyina neck deep obia ye cartel ayetu
and adanse the no crampo there police station ewo closer to the Agenda 11 hospital omunim say mining be koso hospital nechi omudidi mu ade aba hospital
nti commander anya we
omunim
commander nim say koso bia commander ansa kan na sha bia week bia no ne ade commander you okay with it commander you can't tell me this nti MC and I said DC say onim say etu galana
so within this time when you blame no
me no meaning blame leadership and then me no can say look let's call a spade not a big spoon MPP ne otu galamsey ne bia no connected to NDC MPP na no otu galamsey den bia pamono and NDC for need because ye nyina how my district honom no and then this power ya DC ni bibia architecture ni nyina ye NDC for MPP ni na so metu unless the MPP person is connected to an NDC person into your mind no ye ne say musical chairs we mu tu bia no mako na mu sabe tu bia anti emebunu lose confidence and then me car me the buy driver no hwe manim so senior I pity people because right now ma kan comfort so monye o ama ye nu ye ho na me say ma mu I'm sure a brighter day someday will come some like you best son yes I dia maestro nye o
friends what about George why they see him blaming no is it policy makers yes citizens and I say chiefs or more around and him blame no
Senior, I think say no crash me woman say eba a former good year to a I think say me kind whilst we were in power. Now at the time now man for and say because you were by mutina make us idea no say ebe dene say aban bia betimi aka say odene na esi from say ye nyai a former good year to. The best that we can do for ourselves and see the corrective measures because we are looking at the sector. I remember very well say me call agrosum na madam be yagina to hospital agrosum am call and you remember if free ho eba kumase no unipa na e free mining site one eba na e chan kotoko ne has yakọ ball ayapon ayepiu. This can never be a secret. Say DC community. No, Opiayawe. Again, the community that you are fighting for today, Okowa, the town folk will fight you. Because I don't say that is what fetched them something, and then the more movie. So then I'll be ya at Juma today, you are counting of about over 3 to 4 million people working in that sector. Dieng na obetinya ya obeye ni ye said the beya unyi san crofone for ma ye monte so many we have been watching some of the videos ya hwe mrante ne mabo wa na mo those sites chama ye obu abrama bi ona so gina asesi atum say we your friend bema. You watch a video where there's this young guy wo eye Nzimairia o baby aji police foki omo abu nkotodwe pa na cho. One way video need that. He's called that. One way that. It's not about Niamana and Mantano a good or good site one. The security officers will tell you say a twack a sack a sena a who I say that is the areas that you get them. The ambassador of China say those people working over there say oh stop it say money in a ne. Now some Mantano castle or more back Klumnia be yerduma. Somehow you can't survive, I can't survive. It's not that governments don't know. Yes, abiding nim. But the reality on the ground is that Ube create alternative livelihood for those people. That is the issue. And many friends can say, "Well, say adia one no." And when also do one question, said you don't go and challenge with your one. And God is a resource that yeah, I say that was what Prince was telling us. But now offer Oba ye man temwa kane nanka doma brekum those areas enka go the same. Today they are talking about gold issues over there. It tells you that majority of the youth are creating job avenue they are doing it illegally and as illegal because say processor obey go through and when your opportunity to work at the mine another challenge because now I was saying the Pakwan call EPA Minerals Commission and everything in Accra then come back to only crow kumana or womu ewo hono the original documents and other things there no my bureaucracy in a dozen. It is any pakrono. Onya da je nkwanka abra ode na fidie hwenhwen ne kofa so onim say obokọ kakra bia eto fa but senke ye decentralized adena ko drew ye district ni mu eni enim say yo EPA ni ho anwa ye wo ye district no ya ne nsechi we say omo akoye this mining course ni bi no we have attached them to ye mrante ne ye maba wana omutu eye efomagudie no. I've watched a certain video am say me Benyansa. There was a guy Ofio Boase who was those times talking about Galamsey or show in the United States Omu to be just close to Solomon a river body but very clean. Solomon Owusu. Yes, that's the guy's name. Very clean. It tells you say there were better ways you bet media ya and create the challenge that we find ourselves now. And when I say where that people who have almost a in this no no am why ama yam why mrante ne yamaba wa no ni yakase because nipa ni nimpefe say ade na okoye no odi nwia na achoke ase ebetime adwira kuno but the person goes na nipa kro no ye ready say wo di tuo ba ho a obehia o because all pamno and our can assist abonte no wo kɔ they are coming into our society to live with us abrawonya adwuma bia in our society. What will happen? It is nyankopon ya dom ye wo fuma gudi a emayen anase ema bibi kakra. At the end of the day today we are priding ourselves say ye gold board wo ho a gold ahodo ye cotton no eboa ye sika se me wo man ni mu. Aden na ye mpe nipa mo asa ye mrante ne maba wa no omo de mining areas no. No munya ne kwampa omunya no munya ne kwampa so se be enko illegal something na ombet aban betimi kura to de free wo no mo na oman na nya sa emfaso no na sa emrante ne maba no enya sa emfaso no. So it's not like government abai bia eba ko bia no enim say this is the situation over there, but the situation is that do you have an alternative livelihood for them? Aden na ye hwe ne say ye bepe kwampa so ama omatimi aye ne yie dan say ye beka say de bia no pan ye the police ni soldier for police for no soldier for beko daytime and adun they will go and work. Mr. Omar, and we need to be
I think issue regarding Galamsey very difficult. Very, very difficult. And it is all study former President Akufo-Addo was say the fight against illegal mining is not an event but a process. That is going to mean that and because a long process. President Mahama Subai will also be acknowledged it's a process. Adiano.
No quite the idea to say the party members
well, maybe I'm not privy to that information. I'm not
one of the videos.
I'm not privy to that information.
Oh, Senior, let me put it. I'm trying to say this. My account on one of the media say, and the MPP, one I know two from a good panel, the MPP for the dorsal. And then and the NDC for the dorsal. The relative on the Ghana. I agree. No, let me. I agree. Oh, yeah,
I agree with him 100% in a sense that Professor Frimpong what inquired in the report was cited said the majority of the Galamseys were more no more Galamsey a sense you were sense as here na MPP for under government, but there were elements of NDCs who were supported by the government in power to also do the Galamsey. So I agree that our people were part of it, but you gave them access under your government for them to be doing. So that element hold the year when be back. How much me Galamsey and the Akufo-Addo no hand go hand come. I'm sure there will be some element in our government today who are also supporting some element in your government. They are also doing it. Politics, don't forget, scratch my back, I scratch your back. And yeah, Juma, me when it comes to Galamsey, I'm unapologetic. Me come imagine it's not about party position. Okay. It's about the interest of the nation. And that's the reason why I make a choice say, and they were the majority doing it, but they gave backing to some NDC people to also be doing it. They gave them the leverage to do it. So some favor, no, and there some NDC people too are also giving back the favors to the MPP to also be part of it. So you can't say 100% NDC from Kwane. There are elements in the MPP who are doing it. Based on the anti-Americans also can say, I'm say, adoma chede na yankopon de ache yentimi nka se egudie ni sha asase na se na yankoso amre so study most of them ye gallant say they are unskilled. They only have know-how in how to do it in a wrong way. But companies now might establish or more and crack down bit me or more nim quite pie for so and even some of them because so study chama want to make case now. He had the expertise, but yesterday he was doing the wrong thing. And until I propose policy alternative say it was a cooperative mining. And the government has launched it. But then now what we can do or what we need to be interested in say, cooperative mining now are binding the bar as a policy or alternative to tackle the menace of galamsey. How effective is it? That is where we should be scrutinizing. Because then say, wow, we are galamsey. Yes, a coin our names so we know we know we are kutua, no we are kutua, munina mombrana form a cooperative. Now binding one. Licensing regime abaya rigorous ye kan wasem abayi share Ghana for boss oba decentralized licensing regime say the abaya wo a opesa utu efom gudie no ubetimi abeji nkrata say the abaya aban no betimi attrack I say whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing near correct into. How is the policy functioning today? That is what we should be questioning.
How is the policy
that functioning is what we
today? And home come and I di wahano, but then my birthday be wahano my was me okay, we say happy birthday to Ahmed Yusuf. His school's at New Range Montessori, and this is a special birthday from your brother. From your mother, Rama. I wish you a prosperous, many happy birthdays in advance. I love you. Enti Ahmed Yusuf, and then wawada nyakopo inshallah na oma favor na ni be penyipa. Ahmed, you see, happy birthday from your mom, Rama, and the same ratio. Happy birthday. But a picture of the day before I say sorry, no. In fact, picture of the day, no. And so na yen share the pakra ne na yedi no enkomo hands. Picture of the day and George. Okay, mommy.
I think Efuja Kwabre, South MP.
Oh, okay. Praise. Okay.
Honestly, or looking familiar about me. No idea.
Oh, no idea. Any Georgie track. It's way.
I say I need you more.
Honorable Damata Ama Ampi Nima Salam, Member of Parliament for Efija Kwabre South. It's the picture of the day. It's Maminda Obibiase say from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mutimi Ekaya na ye daybreak jumedie etimi eba somo betinemu edema offer Kojo Marfo ote efia chumwa keche inka sounds na Mr. Umar Harris ebaye. He is part of the NEC communication team, and I've so Mr. George Ejay also part of the NPP communication team. Now Prince Techi also a public interest advocate or also Ebekayan Sawa. Sounds like a cool Zoom. And Dr. Samuel also a lecturer at University of Garden City. Also, you know, Edin Komo Ewa Hano Bedin Eddie Kofi Frimpong. Do one from a big brother GH the maestro. Nyame Bois. Watchina. The best answer at the church will be.
Yeah, watch your TV.
Now say what you me do, what pay me